Welcome back, everybody. It's been a minute. Yes. Yes. Bobby's been walking around chilling while I've been walking around trying to murder people.
You've been working. I'm on the talent contract.
Yeah.
I'm just here to chat.
I like where your head's at.
You got to grind.
I like where your head's at.
Yeah, talking to my teammates. We've got we had a top 4 matchup concession. Alex Blandon scooped to Ophir Marone in top 4. So we've got one match left. It's Ray, who we saw last round on Cad Tarkentown, versus John Tata on Ray Datavolt.
Okay, hold on a minute. So let's think about this. So Ophir won.
Yeah, so Ophir's in the finals.
And then Alex won. And then John won, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I get this correct. I can always go back and fix it. And then Ray won. So our bracket should look like that. Oh, I got it wrong. Alex was lower. Okay, I can fix that easily.
Well, yeah, we're doing okay. Going to be tougher matchup for Ray then. Yeah, potentially. I mean, can Cad turn the corner? I know that Ray has. Oh, Ray, not Ray. Of course, there's a Ray.
Yeah, there's a Ray and
unit,
a Ray.
and there's a Ray human.
All right. Well, let's briefly meet the players. Of course, on your left-hand side of the screen, this is John. John Tata, part of the KTOD team from Morgantown, West Virginia. And, of course, if you were watching the stream a moment ago, you know Ray. Our Cad Bane player in the field, here from Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, so I'm contractually obligated to mention that Tata is younger than me.
That's true.
He told me I had to mention it anytime he was on camera.
He certainly looks it. Starting off
hey,
with
Matt,
Mon Mothma.
You it's the player's choice. You can't force someone to play.
That's true.
All right, so we open with a Mon Mothma. Tata checking his hand. Seeing what's in there. What do we want to pull? Do you pull home one for a long game, blue leader for a quick game? Got blue leader. Very versatile card. One of the best in the new set. Ambushes for 3 in space. You can throw it in the ground as a 5/5.
All right.
All right, then we see a Bazine. We're going to see Tata's whole hand here. Got to imagine wants to take that U-wing. Can't stop a turn 2 play. So you take the biggest bomb in the hand and make sure that now John only has 2 U-wing reinforcements to play for the rest of this game.
How big a card is that in Ray Datavolt?
It's the card. It's the best card.
Okay.
Yeah, it helps you find your Lukes. It helps you play R2, 3PO plus something all in the same turn. It's really great. Wu has a buy, actually, Seth. But are you talking about the PQ?
They're talking about last week. It was just last week, wasn't it?
It was last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago. Yeah, look, Matt, if you if you want to play top 4, feel free to go make top 4.
All right, Fleet Lieutenant Mon Mothma comes in and cleans up.
Yeah, the thing that I think the message here is that the prizes aren't worth going in. Like, there's no better prize. Like, you can win, but it's a team thing.
Well, here's the other thing. It's like you said, the prize structure. Once you make top 8 an event this big, you've already earned the biggest prize they can really get you from a financial perspective, which is the flight.
Yeah, and Alex and Wu have. You might not believe this, but Alex and Wu have become like best friends, IRL best friends. Like, Wu drives down to New Jersey. I mean, Alex drives down to New Jersey to hang out with him. They're great friends, and friends don't always have to play. Let's focus on the game. We get the Mist Hunter coming out. How many times have you seen the Mist Hunter this weekend?
This is the first time. Although I will say we saw out of that Cad Bane Lake Country matchup we were talking about today. We didn't see this card, but we saw a lot of Houndstooth. He really
nice.
Got a lot of good value out of Houndstooth in that.
That
matchup.
Mist Hunter Prestige looks insane on the table.
It's a great looking card.
Shout out to Ray for playing the Prestige version there. Yeah, call your congressman. Let them know FFG should just have good top 4 prizes. But we're going to focus on the game now, guys. All right, we got a full
Mist Hunter, Mon Mothma.
Full passing here?
Yep. Nope, we're coming in 4 for a Bright Hope.
Got it. Bounces the Mon, refill the hand.
That's exactly what you want to be able to do with Mon Mothma.
If you guys haven't seen Ray on stream yet, Ray takes a million actions. That's where it gains an advantage. You know, we talk about life advantage. We talk about board advantage. But action advantage is a thing in this game. And that's what Ray thrives at. Taking more actions than your opponent means you're drawing more cards, means you're making more attacks, means you're dirtling more. You're making your opponent commit to resources more. That's where Ray lives. And I really, really, really hope we see Tada bust a Unity of Purpose win in this match. Tada is running one main deck Unity of Purpose, and he's won several games over the course of this weekend off of it, and I really hope it's how one of these games goes. I really just want the stream to see the Unity of Purpose fire off.
Pretty sure we saw McClunky there after the Mist Hunter attack. Picked Mist Hunter back up, and then he put it back out.
Yeah, and like both of these decks just resetting boards, replaying things, using that bounce for advantage. And, of course, no one does it better than CAD. McClunky, one of the absolute most broken events in the game.
Well, and Ray has proven. I mean, this is only the second time I've seen Ray on camera this weekend. But dear God, absolutely understands CAD inside and out. Playing this deck very, very well.
Yeah, I mean, he masterfully navigated the top 8 match.
Absolutely.
Even after going down a game, just sort of like buckled down and played great in games 2 and 3.
Tada now resupplying, deciding he wants to get ahead here. Now
All right.
2 of them into Zuckuss.
Zuckuss, big old boy, can eat Ray. But that does. I'm interested in what else is in Ray's hand, because that Zuckuss won't be able to kill Ray once she attacks and puts an experience token on herself.
John will have, if John brings Ray out this turn, he'll have the opportunity to swing in and get her to 7 HP first.
Right. Yeah, you obviously, if there's a 6/6 on the table, you want to use that experience token to buff Ray.
He spent 1, still thinking it through.
Yeah, if he's got 1, got to imagine he's looking at
R2.
a R2 or a clone deserter.
Still debating.
Yeah, the 1 cost lets you put an experience token on, flip Ray, and then put another one down. But he might be thinking about the Mon Mothma.
Okay, R2.
All right, so we got an R2. I think that's a Bright Hope.
R2, buff with Ray, then flip her out.
Yep.
How long has John been playing this one? Is this one he built more or less for this event, or has he been playing this one for a while? Or?
No, so John's move is start testing about a week of the event, play 7 or 8 games over the course of the week.
And decide you're good.
And then decide you're good. We talked about this. Like, I tell so many people in my videos and in the Discord, like, play the deck you know inside and out. John is not the kind of person that needs to do that. John will pick up a deck, play a handful of games, and figure it out. And he did that in Richmond with Kira, and he did it here again, making the top 4 today with Ray Data Ball. All right, so these sequence of events, everything is proceeding exactly as we have foreseen.
Indeed.
We're about to see the Ray flip. I guess there's a small chance that Tada holds back, but since it's going to survive the Zuckuss hit because of the experience token that she puts on herself.
With Zuckuss on the board, I don't think he can afford to wait, because then Zuckuss acts like just holding her back, right? As long as Zuckuss is ready, she can't risk coming out.
Yeah. Now, if he had a 4-lom, then that Zuckuss becomes a real menace.
Yes.
But now there are 2 of them is a weird card, right? Like, he could have just played the Zuckuss, but instead he used the now there are 2 of them to sort of mini ramp himself into getting another 2-drop out, trying to go wide.
Even now, Ray could play the 4-lom and then swing in with Zuckuss with at the 7.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's good that he went wide to sort of like tackle this Ray. Ray is one of those leaders that, when left unchecked, that restore 3 just really, really digs into the life total. It's really difficult to outpace that. Yeah, we may see a blaster to get the kill here. I mean, I would imagine Ray has 3 in his list. I don't remember from the image earlier. Nope, he's actually going to go with a
bring in a
boss attack.
To get rid of R2? Yeah, get rid of R2.
Yep, so he kills the R2, and the ping has to go on Ray.
Yep, nowhere else for it to go.
And now I imagine we see Ray trade into this Bosk. That would allow the Crafty Smuggler, rather, to finish off the Ray. This is quite the commanding board presence for Ray. Ray the human.
Yes. Not Ray the leader.
Not Ray the leader. Ray the human.
Yeah, it's
so
really good here for Ray.
Being able to flip CAD. He's going to have 4 units out to none. And, you know, Tada has to find ways to value trade out all of this stuff without having any type of, like, super laser blast or area of effect damage.
It's going to be tough, too, because he's got a 6/6 to deal with in Zuckuss, and in a minute he's going to have a 2/8 to deal with in Cad Bane. For
sure. Yeah, and the chat asking, this is untimed. They have not been timing the top 8. So Ray has no enemy in this situation. Ray immune to entropy.
If you can play a Ray deck this deep into the event, you probably know how to navigate it fairly well.
Yeah, and Tada didn't have any draws, I don't think. I think one game went to time at the end of the event, and Richard Douglas scooped to him because he had such a commanding lead, he would have won next turn.
Right. I think I heard that story. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Ray's enemy is Ray. Nice one, Bill. Only a Ray can defeat a Ray.
Cad coming in.
Yeah, and Ray is going to look to pour on the damage.
He's got 10 available this turn if he wants it.
No, 13.
Yes, thank you. I missed under 13. Tada spending 5 here. If I've counted correctly. Yeah, 2 for Mon, so this is 5. So he's going to ambush the blue leader in to.
So we'll see where he puts the 5.
He's going to go to Cad. Okay. So technically, into the space arena and then down into the ground arena, and then the ambush resolves.
Didn't Mephisto top 8 sectors with Cad Bane Tarkentown? I thought he did.
I believe he was in Denver, didn't he? Or was it Richmond? I thought he had.
Oh, yeah, no, I think it was Richmond. Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't Denver.
Okay.
All right, so we're moving into the home 1 turn for Tada. Does he have it? I think he does. I saw home 1. I don't know if he bottomed it with Mon or if he actually had it in his hand. Sorry.
You're good. Ray running some calculations here. Looking through John's discard pile.
Yeah.
Not much there.
I wonder if John is thinking actively about an endgame scenario where he does use Unity of Purpose to win. Because it's going to be tough to trade out all these units. Like, it's really tough to do all this damage with these smaller units.
Refresh my memory.
On Unity of Purpose?
Unity is double green and costs 6.
Yeah. Do you not have the card puller?
Oh, I can.
Yeah.
I can pull it up if you want.
Let's see it.
Okay.
All Tada needs to do is sort of like litter the board with a bunch of weenies and have Ray ignore them. But, of course, when we do open deck lists, Ray knows that the Unity of Purpose is there.
Yeah, he knows it's in there.
And there's that McClunky completely clearing the board.
The entire board up.
Ray's life should be at 22, not
Thank
27.
Yes, thank you. That got missed.
Thanks, chat.
There we go. Thank you, chat. I know exactly why that happened, too. I'll go fix it.
All right. Tom's got control. Is he going to slam a home 1? He needs to build a board before he can make a huge swing with Luke. He needs to get a bunch of things on the board that are going to live through the turn, and have something live through the turn.
Yeah.
And make it so that on a subsequent turn he can make a trade or have something lose, and then play the Luke to create a huge swing.
Chat says this is a rematch. I hadn't realized that. This is a round 10 rematch from Swiss. So these guys have seen each other before.
All right, he's just going for it. He's just saying, yeah, you might be able to trade your Zuckus in with a blaster or a pump.
But I'm going to make you earn it.
But I'm going to make Luke eat 2 things.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm going to make you earn it.
No, Caleb, I think that's fine. My thinking with where Tada was at is that he's so far behind, he might need to make a more aggressive play. But if he didn't have anything good in his discard pile, then yeah, I mean, obviously he's deciding to go with the Luke here.
I mean, he's already got some good stuff in there. For example, if he wanted to fill his, if he needed to dig for a unit, he's got, I think there's 2 Mon Mothmas in there now. We know he's got at least 1 blue leader. So there's plenty of options.
Yeah, Bjorn, Luke already killed something, my dude, so that would be 2 things, but thank you.
Ray thinking this move over, spending 3 for Relentless Pursuit.
Just you can play that just to put a shield on, huh?
Yep. Just to grab
it's
the shield.
It's not an if you do.
If the friendly unit is
yeah, just choose a friendly unit, give a shield token to it if it's a bounty hunter.
Yep, that is legal. And now he's going to pop the blaster.
There you go.
Okay. Clear out the Luke.
Yeah, that was a great play. Great way to get around having to trade into the Luke. Just play the Relentless Pursuit for a shield.
That's a really strong use of Relentless Pursuit that I've not seen before. I really, really like it because, we talk often, I talk a lot about finding other value in cards, or partial value or more, but playing a card in a situation where you're getting, you're not using all of its game text, for example, but you're still getting what you want out of it.
Yeah.
It's an expensive shield, but a worthwhile one.
When you're playing a grind game like this, every single massive unit like Zuckus, like Ray has such trouble defeating these high HP units.
Right.
And if Tada has another Luke, like, yeah, that's a problem. But he's taking a big swing on making a unit that is really tough for Tada to deal with otherwise.
Right.
Yeah, that was an amazing play by Ray.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I will change my hero aspect to aggressive after this round. But I would say, Matt, is Bobby being aggressive with the chat, or is the chat being aggressive with Bobby?
You're channeling, you're where I was in Denver, man. The first few rounds in Denver that day, man, chat was just, chat and I were spicy.
Yeah. All my students call me the op.
The op?
The op, like the opponent.
Oh, the op 4. It's used the military slang, the opposing force.
Yeah, Dan, I invented this deck. Didn't you know? I invented all the decks.
According to Reddit,
yeah,
you guys ruin everything you invent.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's okay. I don't believe anything I read on Reddit. Right, I've learned that a long time ago.
I love this Clone Deserter. I think this is
a great
Clone
card.
Deserter and Sundari Peacekeeper have been all-stars in this Ray deck.
And they're some of the best cards out of the set. They're just fabulous cards.
CJ Ham, tell my boy Sammy what up.
All right, there's a U-Wing.
All right, so Bazine took a U-Wing at the beginning of the game. We found a second one here for Tada. He's got 10 resources. 10 cards to look at. What's he going to do?
And he does have...
I see a Village People that's not going to do much against Zuckus. Village Protectors. I saw a couple of those.
Yep, the Saboteur on Zuckus means the Village Protectors are not much use. He's got a blue leader, a Sundari. Yeah, I'm tilting my head like that's going to help.
Yeah, I know, we can see, right. So he's got Sundari. He's got Village Protectors. He's got a Battlefield Marine. I'm guessing he's going to look to put 3 things out there.
He needs to try. There's 2 Village Protectors, I think. He needs to try and go a little wide if he can.
One thing I might have considered, I don't know if Tada knows where his Lukes are, but you could have sent the Clone Deserter in to the Zuckus, so you triggered the -3/-3 from Luke.
So we're going Battlefield Marine, Mon Mothma, and Blue Leader.
Yep. So using the Mon Mothma to pull. Blue Leader.
He's spending the 2 resources
to go
bring
5
it to the ground.
and just going wide. Thanks, Louis.
Okay. So he's going to use Mon Mothma's when played trigger here.
Yep. And then he's going to decide on the ambush. I wonder if he'll trade for the 5 damage.
He did pull another Luke there with the Mon Mothma.
Oh, he did grab a Luke.
He did grab a Luke.
Yeah, that's great. I have to imagine he's going to let the... yeah, okay. He's going to do it.
Yep. He's going to send the ambush, the 5 damage into Zuckus.
Yep. So...
Surprise strike for 11.
Surprise strike for 11 there.
Ouch.
Huge hit. All right, still got a bunch of resources and cards in hand for Ray, but the Clone Deserter is going to knock out Zuckus. It's going to allow Ray to draw a card for collecting that bounty. And Mist Hunter also going to let Ray draw a card. So Ray's got quite the value engine himself.
I think Mist Hunter is often overlooked in this particular kind of deck.
Well, I think there are so many matchups where you just don't have time to get it online because you're only a 25 health base.
Yeah.
But Ray spends a lot of time durdling around.
Playing Bazine.
And gives you an opportunity to set up your own card draw engine. It's going to be really difficult for Tada to outvalue Ray here.
Yeah.
Because Ray's drawing so many cards.
Yep.
So is Ray going to take the home one or is Ray going to take Luke? It's really just one of those options.
I think
all those cards are pretty good.
Man, in his shoes right now, I almost think I take the home one.
Yeah, because
I don't think he has an answer for that.
I don't think he does either right now. But another thing is, if you leave the home one, Tada could hold it long enough to just play it and get the Luke back. Now, I don't know. I know Ray's played at least one McClunky. I think he might have played two. But like
I can only think of one.
You don't want to let Ray recur that Bazine. You need to get her off the board.
Yeah, I think the recursion out of the home one, I think it's a much bigger threat than Luke.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's the pick. Ray drawing his card there. Didn't see what it was. Now on to the next turn.
Yep. Will we get to a Unity of Purpose board state?
Will
we see another Bazine McClunkied and back into play?
Ray's doing such a good job knocking off almost every unit John plays that it doesn't feel like Unity would do you much good here.
No, he's gotta get that board state cranking.
Yeah. If you get to where you can get 3 or 4 units to stick, then it becomes, I think, maybe a worthwhile proposition.
Yeah, no doubt. We might see, something like a Bright Hope to put Mon Mothma back, replay her, get another thing. But once you start getting to this point, Tada's got 10 resources. You can start playing 3 or 4 things a turn when you're drawing cards like that.
Yeah.
And if you can, he's at 8 HP left. So he's up against it. But can he get Cad Bane to look the other way? To focus so much on the base that he doesn't see the lethal Unity of Purpose play?
It sounded like from something Chad had said earlier that Ray kind of got caught maybe doing that earlier in their round 10 match.
Yeah.
And dropped a game that way. He's going to bring the blue leader into the ground arena to knock off Boba Fett.
Yeah, and like we've seen some happen in some other matches. Actually, we saw this in the Sabine matchup that Ray played against, where he just hit in with the Cartel Spacer all day. This Mist Hunter has hit for, I don't know, like almost all this damage.
That's a lot. I mean, Zucca certainly got his licks
right,
in
he got his 11, but I think like 12 damage off of this Mist Hunter.
Definitely gotten in work. Even now after JTL, I've seen a lot of decks this week. It feels like I keep seeing decks that either just find themselves knocked out of the lane completely or just almost abandon it entirely. And I don't necessarily know it's by choice, but it just seems to keep happening.
All right, Tada's at 4 HP. Does Ray have
Did he surprise strike with Zine? Is that what I saw? I think that's what happened there.
Yeah, must have, because he went from 11 to 7.
Yeah.
Or 11 for 1. Yeah.
So now he's down to 1.
Yep. He's got to find an answer for the Mist Hunter. He didn't get he didn't get a unit to die for the Luke trigger. Not that he has enough resources, but that was not an out he could find with Mist Hunter.
Ray looking really strong here in game 1. John on the brink of death. Coming in with Jabba. Fat Man goes for a look. Let's see what he finds. I think another, yep, there's the 3rd surprise strike.
Looks like he's just going to take another 2
now
of them.
Now there are 2 of them.
Great pull in Jabba late game when you know you're not going to use it. It just gives you a free resource. You don't have to think about it.
Yep. Also, just you forget that card. I didn't realize. I think that card could actually be pulled by Jabba.
Yeah, and this is a checkmate situation for Ray. He's got lethal in ground and in space. A situation that's incredibly difficult to deal with.
Yep.
Only a U-wing to find Bright Hope and Village Protectors will save him in this current board state.
It does feel like, he had that one Bright Hope earlier. It got dealt with, and then he's never seen another one. And so he's just not – he doesn't seem to have a good answer.
Yeah, I believe he bottomed one with Mon Mothma. It looked like it could have been an Akbar. Actually, it might have been an Akbar. It's tough to tell when they don't show us the full card. Now, with 2 resources left, I'm surprised Ray's not claiming here. But I don't know what he's playing around out of John. Because I don't see a way for John to stop the lethal attack.
I'm not sure either.
That's what's so good about Jabba.
What? Just that he's so hard to...
He's so hard to dispatch.
He's so hard to dispatch.
The 8 HP.
That 8 HP is huge.
There's a possibility that John could have entrenched. I don't know if that's in John's deck, but that could be one card Ray is playing around. But he is pretty safe playing the Jabba there.
Chat pointing out that a U-wing into a Village Protectors and a Bright Hope would do it.
Yeah, I did mention that a couple seconds ago. Yeah, but Saucy knows what's up.
Yeah.
What's up, Saucy? Great call. But I think just putting lethal in the ground in space arenas separately, so strong. And we know that there's only one more U-wing left for John. One got played and one got discarded with Bazine.
Yep, that's it.
All right, and there's the scoop.
Yep.
So Ray's up a game, 1 win away from the finals.
Almost there. Almost there. Now, I'm curious if either one of these 2 guys, as we come back here and do some sideboarding things, did either one of these guys happen to play Ophir in Swiss? Let's have a look here.
I don't remember if Tata played Ophir.
Doesn't look like it.
Nope.
No, I don't believe so. So that would be a matchup that they have not run into yet. Okay, good to know. Just curious.
All right, do you have the deck list up? So we
I
can
do. Let's talk about. Oh, I got to change them over. Give me a moment. But I have them available. I didn't know who was sitting in player 1 and player 2, so that was why. Actually, no, I don't, because they moved these guys onto this table. I have Ray's. I don't have John's.
Well, I'll throw Ray's up there.
Okay, I'll throw Ray's up here for a moment. I will once I get back to here. And then I'll go build John's. Go ahead.
So, this is the situation where I think Ray's going to bring unrefusable offer in. So, I have to tell this story. I don't know if people heard this on the earlier stream. But when Ray beat Tata in Swiss in round 10, he used unrefusable offer, killed home 1, and then brought back home 1 and killed John with his own home 1.
That's so rude.
Which is crazy. So I would expect the Lurking TIE Phantoms could come in there. Actually, I guess you get the blue leader. He's not going to bring those in. He might bring in Cham. This is open deck list, so if Tata has Spark of Hope, I would expect Ray to bring in Cham. I think the unrefusable offers are going to come in. I'm not sure what he cuts here. Potentially, he's cutting something like Bamboozle. Potentially, he's skimming on now there are 2 of them, so maybe he doesn't feel he needs to be that explosive in a long, grindy game. He could potentially cut the Houndstooths.
Give you one moment. I'm almost there.
But the other cards are too much value. Zuckuss, Forlom, Bosk, Jabba. Those are all staying in.
Okay, I can give you John's list now if you want it.
Yeah, let's see John's. See that main deck, Unity of Purpose.
There it is,
like
baby.
A madman. That thing is in the wrong slot. It should cost 8. Cargo Juggernaut. So he does have Entrenched, so it's possible that, we talked about there being a 2-cost a way for the Mist Hunter to get stopped. That's why Ray played Jabba. I would expect Regional Governor to come in, Rivals Falls come in, Architins eats home 1 for free. Sorry, they're playing the same thing. I don't expect Architins to come in. I'm thinking backwards, trying to read the chat at the same time.
It's interesting. I'm looking at this. There's some odd quantity choices in here as I look at them. For example, Only 2 Marines, only 1 Yoda. Those are typically staples you find in a Ray Green deck.
Yeah, you have to check out Yehosera's Metafy
Okay.
breakdown of the deck.
Okay.
This is pretty much Yehosera's list with the Unity of Purpose thrown in. The Sparkle Hopes mean that Cham will come in for Ray most likely. But so I'm expecting, so now that I got my brain straight, I expect Ray to bring in the Chew sides here, or
Okay.
the Tada to bring in the Chew sides, and the Regional Governor, potentially.
Okay.
The Rivals Fall most likely is a little bit better than I think maybe Timely Reinforcements would come out, but I don't know. Timely Reinforcements actually seems like it could be really great.
I like Timely personally.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure what Tada will look to cut, but I do like the Chew sides. Bobby, any insights on what Houndstooth is good for in this deck? Yeah, it's good for eating space units without dying back. Just machine gunning, killing things and not taking damage back.
Sideboarding complete. Ray's going to start on the button here. Looks like Tada, of course, being given the option of where he wants that initiative marker to start in game 2 as the loser. He's going to hand it to Ray to try and avoid that CAD ping in the early game.
Yeah, and I think what Ray wants to do is start with a Bazine. Get rid of something good, slow Tada down.
I mean, it worked last game.
Start to apply pressure.
I mean, I don't know that the U-Wing discard in the early game made a huge difference in the result of the game, but it was certainly not a bad call.
It's tough to say because
You'll
getting
never
a
know.
U-Wing on curve, like Tada didn't do that.
Yeah.
You know, if Tada had a U-Wing on curve, that could have been a completely different game.
Deal. That's true.
Unity of Purpose was a blowout for Tada all weekend, he said. I think he's won at least 5 or 6 games with it.
Interesting. That many. My struggle whenever I play one-off cards in a deck like that is that I always find myself wanting to resource it or feeling like I can't resource it because it's the only one I have, and I'm never going to see it again if I do.
Well, tech kind of solves that problem.
That's true.
Bjorn, I think it's mostly for Vader decks that don't play 3 attack guys. So you can just mow all those little units. And if they do, they have to trade multiple things into it.
John looks like he's trying to figure out his second resource here.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to put down the Clone Deserter.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like he's just not going. Did he keep an R2? I think he has Luke.
Couldn't tell. Wow.
It looks like they both passed.
Indeed. Both players pass. Initiative stays where it is.
So the Regional Governor did come in, but even though he sideboarded in, it doesn't look like he's interested in actually casting it. He's probably thinking, well, I did sideboard this in. Surely I want it, right?
Surely I sideboarded this in for a reason.
Maybe he's thinking now that he can Regional Governor bounce.
I'm not going to lie. I can see him waffling on that Bright Hope. I don't know that I would do that in his shoes.
Yeah, given that he just took like 17, 18 damage from the Mist Hunter, then maybe he wants to keep the Bright Hope.
Yep, he's still
This is a tough one.
Okay.
I think that Fell the Dragon is a good put down.
I agree. That's a better pick for me.
Because because Ray didn't start with a unit on the board, we're not going to see a turn 2 Zuckuss via now there are 2 of them. So you don't need to keep that Fell the Dragon until the later game. All right, we are going to see the Regional Governor. I wonder if we'll get alerted as to what gets called.
Well, that's why I have the microphones on the table.
Well, we didn't hear it.
That's okay. I was too slow getting them turned on.
So this is good. This experience token stops the Tarkin Town. Of course, I don't think that Cad Bane really needs to Tarkin Town a Regional Governor. Again, I'm not sure what got called.
They might have told me in chat. Let's go have a peek. Chat says Forlom.
Forlom named. Great call. Forlom is a little tough to deal with by John's early board. And, of course, not dealing with Forlom means Zuckuss will auto-kill Ray even if she gets an experience token on her.
John ready to go. Ray thinking over the resource decision here.
Yeah, so one thing that John can do is just put 2 damage into this Boba Fett. If he wants to end up, well, I think John's I'm not sure what John wants to play next. He might just not attack at all. He could just buff.
Going to play a hot shot.
Hot shot out of hand.
So he's just hard casting it out of hand. Don't see that done very often.
No, it's a 5/5. It looks like it's a delay tactic. All right. Bright Hope to bounce.
Yep, that's the play.
Draw a card. Play the long game. We know that John has blue leader. Will Ray fire off Relentless Pursuit to just give himself a shield? That would brick the blue leader play. No, he's going to attack
now
for 7.
Now he's
so
going to
John
double
is
blast
salivating if he has that blue leader in hand, like I
it.
think he does.
Going to push damage quickly this game.
This will be a quick trade. Taking 2 turns out of your opponent's game, like, you know, Ray just spent 2 turns building up that Boba Fett.
I feel like John has the initiative here, but they haven't moved the token.
Who does this Boba Fett think he is with 2 blasters? Jango Fett?
Yeah, Jango. What is that? That's ridiculous.
What? Here's a trivia question. What
Uh-oh.
kind of blasters does Jango Fett wield in Attack of the Clones, episode number 2?
I'm going to let Chad answer just because I don't have a clue. I can
A
picture,
very
I can
underrated movie.
I can picture it in my brain, like I can see it like on the art and the screen. And I probably used to know the name of it, but I don't anymore.
Those little silver jobs.
Those little silver jobs, yeah.
West Star
There's the
34s,
blue
let's
leader.
go.
And John
Where are
does
my
have-
Destiny players?
John does have the initiative.
I think they were called, maybe they called X34 in Destiny.
I think they might have called him something different in Destiny.
Yeah. They were definitely 34, though. Oh, there.
Oh,
so
my
here's
goodness.
the
Look at the gas in this hand.
Yeah, what do you name there? If you're facing down that hand as Bazine, what do you name?
You almost want to say home one, but it doesn't do you any good.
Wait,
does
can we get the meme? Can we get the Tim?
We need the Tim meme.
The Tim meme?
We need the Tim meme.
Of Tim flashing
just
2
be like,
Ewings?
LOL.
Oh, my God. Did you guys see that earlier? Hold on. I don't think I sent that to Tim.
Wow, look at the gas in this hand that John's sitting on. If you're Ray, that's terrifying.
Hold on. Okay.
The Ewing is probably still the smart call.
I think time.
I'm sorry, that's a timely reinforcement.
Yeah, that's a
My
timely.
apologies.
And that might be the one card that Ray's like, I have literally no way to deal with this card. Like, legitimately.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he could capture 3 of them with Cad Bane, but that doesn't seem that great.
All it does is wipe them out because you can't capture the token units, right?
Wipe them out.
All of them.
You can't queue me up like that.
He's reading it to try and figure out if it's worth discarding. I thought that was a U-wing reinforcement when I first saw it. It's not. So now I think you have an even tougher choice. Honestly, I think you leave with the home ones and you ditch the Luke. It's definitely a tough call.
Yeah, I'll be interested to hear what he says. I think ultimately I would pick a home one because it just generates the most juice. Regional governor.
Goes with the governor. An interesting choice.
All right, here's my thinking. He has a McClunky, so he knows what to. He knows he's gonna play another Bazine soon.
Right. If you wait, now hold on. If he was going to play another Bazine soon, why wouldn't you just go after the home one to try to get rid of both of them?
Because the regional governor is the one thing that can brick Bazine.
Oh, okay. In other words, he can play regional governor and say Bazine.
Yeah, and then what if Ray McClunky's now, and then John's just like claims or he has all his resources up. He says Bazine.
Yeah.
Well, now you can't play Bazine.
Right.
And if you do, it's going to cost you
an arm and a leg.
You've got to like work hard to beat the regional governor first.
Yeah. Bazine swings in for a point.
Yeah, that's the only reason I could think that he would do that. I would imagine for Ray, though, it's really easy to kill regional governor, so maybe he doesn't want his Forlom called. Maybe he just doesn't want to get bricked. Shout out to Rebel Trader and the ARH sets.
There we go.
All right, Cad is out.
Cad on the board.
Cad's got some nice pistols there. He had the 34s.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. It wasn't Django's guns.
Okay.
Or X8. No, Cad had an X8 blaster. All right. The 3 attack home one. John Dirtling. John is taking this time to see as many actions, make Ray commit to the board in some way. Two blasters gone, mean that it's unlikely
Gonna capture the
that another one would kill Ray. But we do have a shield here. Relentless Pursuit, such a busted card.
So good.
Oh, LL30. You guys are good. I'm bad. Who had
That's
that
right.
X8?
LL30 was a card in Destiny.
Yeah, it
those
was.
I remember.
Oh, look at those beautiful X-Wing tokens.
He does play
so
the timely
he plays the
reinforcements.
timely. I gave John those.
Those are the spot gloss ones you were talking about earlier,
Yep,
aren't they?
those are from Curled Paw Creatives. Go check them out on Etsy. They make awesome acrylic see-through tokens. You can put a sleeve over them, and it gives them the background effect of the sleeve, and they're really cool.
Oh, because they're clear through the center.
They're clear.
Yeah.
So that's just a white sleeve.
That's really, really cool.
I was thinking of X34 Night Sniper. Thanks, Bran. Thanks, chat.
I have heard of those.
I purged Destiny from my brain.
In a different life, many moons ago, I played a whole lot of Star Wars Galaxies.
Yeah.
I was a master weaponsmith in Galaxies.
Nice.
So at the time, there was a time in my life that I was an encyclopedia of Star Wars weaponry, but I don't. That was 20 years ago. I've slept since then.
All right. The name of the Etsy store is Curled Paw Creatives. Go check them out. Great shot. The only Star Wars video game I really get into was Star Wars Rebellion.
Oh, the old strategy
90s
game.
PC
The old
game,
90 piano. That was a great game. I played the crap out of that game in college.
It's a blast.
Yeah.
All right. So
Still making
Ray
decisions
has spent
here.
Ray has spent her resources here. Is Cad going to attack? Is he going to delay? When is John going to flip Ray?
He's going to waylay.
Oh, wow.
Bazine.
He waylays his own Bazine.
Yep. He's just trying to kill time. But now his resources are spent. So now John knows the worst he can be looking at is a 4-hit from Cad. He knows he's going to be able to get Ray onto the board safely.
Yeah. And honestly, like John, this is because Cad can't kill Ray here.
Yeah.
If Cad chooses to attack into Ray, not only is she healing 3 from her attack restore value, but she just saved herself. She just saved the Data Vault's base 4 damage. And now we might see like a Forlom or a Bosk attack to take out Ray. But otherwise, if Cad just trades into Ray here, you know,
Ray swung,
saves of 8 damage.
I assume she swung to base, but they haven't marked it. I don't see tokens on Cad, and I don't see damage on the base.
Yeah, that I'm not sure. Ray has taken damage so seldom here that he might just forget that he has to keep track.
They may be in the case of the instance of, writing it down again and not.
I'm sure that this is the waylay kind of blowout here. Bouncing Bazine turned on. Now there are 2 of them.
Oh, right, because you took one of your units off the board.
Yep. And now, and this is cool, because Cad captured nothing, he can just attack with that 7/7.
Yeah,
and never have to worry about giving anything back.
All right. Getting to the late game here.
All right, so John choosing to just take damage where he can.
We had it right. He swung Ray to base, and he didn't mark it on the token.
Nice
Thank
job.
you.
Nice catch.
Okay.
That's why you're the best in the biz.
Well, I appreciate that, but I'm kind of going, like, what happened here?
All right, so now the Bazine probably...
So now he's sitting on 2 Fell the Dragons, Luke, there's the U-Wing, double home 1, and a Muppet.
That is a Muppet. Yeah, John's hand is still great,
Yeah.
but all the more reason to get that Bazine off the table.
Yeah, this is going to keep happening.
You know, John's deck does have a finite number of bombs, and once Bazine weeds out all these home ones, Tada's going to be sad. Now,
Gonna be sad.
What's interesting about this situation, I think Tada is on 7 resources. So taking the Luke here might be the move, but U-Wing reinforcement might find another Luke. So it'll be really interesting to see what Rey's strategy is and how he chooses to sort of navigate this handful of bombs from Tada.
You can kind of see Rey taking a deep breath there, like, okay, what do again, he's in the same position he was earlier with one of these Bazines. What do I go for? How do I deal with this? Fellow Dragon's useless against CAD. It's really good, obviously, against it's against Leader CAD.
Yeah, it's great
really
against
good
CAD
against Unit CAD.
Right.
I need to clarify my statement since they're both on the board.
And John rewarded for putting that first one down in his opening hand.
Does ditch the Luke there.
Yeah, so he's making John spin the wheel. If he wants to have a big play this turn, he's going to have to U-Wing. And if he doesn't, it's a Fel plus Yoda.
Does look like the U-Wing's going to be the play.
CAD the human.
And there it is.
CAD the Duros. CAD is not a human-based life form. Humanoid life form from the planet Duros.
See a Tech, Akbar.
To my Star Wars CCG fans, what are 3 other Duros aliens from Star Wars?
Duros aliens.
Yeah. Can you name 3?
That would be tough.
Cad Bane.
There was definitely one in the Cantina scene.
2.
I can't think of his name, though. He had a name.
Yeah. I'm going to see if chat pulls him.
He's got him on Mothma.
Looks like Weenie's here.
Yeah, a Fleet Lieutenant. What else has he got?
Yeah, the 2 astronaut suit dudes in the Cantina High Funko. Thrawn's a Chiss, not a Duros.
Yep. Same glowing red eyes, but he is a Chiss.
Ellers Matic. Ellis Hellrod.
Yes, that's wow.
And one more.
The goofy transport cards from the from set 1.
That's right.
Damn, that's been a long time. All right, we went with Clone Deserter, Akbar, and Mon Mothma.
So that Akbar is going to
hit somebody.
Likely take out the Bazine.
You think so?
I guess it could do 4 to CAD.
I was going to say, I might consider at least putting the damage into CAD.
Let's see.
Okay, he's going to do Mon Mothma's when played here. No, Max Rebo was an Ortola.
Yeah, I think they might just be naming every alien, but he was also not in the Cantina.
Could be.
Leslie Tacoma was not
throne room.
a Duros.
Grabs a blue leader there.
Banis Keeg, that's the 3rd one, William. Thank you. Banis Keeg.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that guy. That's been a hot minute. All right, we're putting the Akbar damage straight onto Leader CAD.
Yeah, that'll let any one of those jabronis, numpties, finish off CAD after it kills Rey. Oh, Leslomi Tacoma is a Duros? I might be thinking of a different card. My bad, Charlo.
Wow. Female Duros. How could you tell, though? That's the question.
Whew. I'm digging into that one.
All right. A very long play-out U-Wing reinforcement there. Tada's now completed
we're
all the actions there.
really feeling the untimed matches here with this Rey.
For sure. Rey with a ready leader here. Talking through some things.
CAD also has a Bright Hope captured, so the release, the defeat of Cad Bane will lead to Bright Hope hitting the table.
Yep.
It's a great card to buff with Rey and then just start beating in for 3.
both players seemingly only having a few choice space units in these decks, right? I'd have
Yeah.
to go back and look at the deck list to kind of refresh my
Well, the
memory.
Ray is classically devoid of space units. It has Blue Leader, it has Home One,
Yeah.
it has Bright
Bright
Hope,
Hope. That's
and then
probably about
otherwise
it.
it deals with space by like Entrenched,
Right.
And yeah, and then
Right.
Fell the Dragon.
CAD has access to a variety of stuff, but doesn't traditionally play a whole lot of it. He's
Right.
much more of a ground guy.
Fesson, you say that, but Wu has not stopped pacing about 40 feet from me. So I don't think Wu rests. He only paces.
Okay.
I said, bro, sit down. No.
CAD.
Yeah, so there's the extra damage that we get from Ray. He should actually be at 7. Yeah, 7. So now any one of those guys, Mon Mothma, will actually trade into CAD without dying, which is a fantastic value move here.
Looks like Tata takes the initiative there. A very long 7 resource turn.
Deepest, bluest. His head is like a Sharks fan.
All right, the 8 resource round is here.
Yep, so now the Home 1 is online. We know John has a Home 1.
We know he has 2.
2 Home 1, sorry, right. The card that was taken with Bazim was Luke.
But he's going to start with a Fell the Dragon on the giant Cad Bane unit.
All right, now they're playing Fast and Furious. I don't have time to come up with trivia questions now.
Classic boss going to ambush in and knock out somebody here.
Your hotspot just lit up and said alert. I don't know if that's something
That
you
probably
wanna
means
look at.
somebody connected to it. I'll go with a quick peek.
All right, so Bosk, one of the most broken cards that does not have a great home right now. Like, obviously, Cad Bane is a good home for it, but Cad Bane is not being widely played in the meta. But Bosk is an incredible unit. Obviously, in this matchup, being able to eat these little guys and not die back means those 3 events that are in Ray's hands we just saw, it looks like he had a Surprise Strike, a McClunky, and maybe another or 2 of them, maybe a Relentless Pursuit. I don't know, he flipped quick. Will just machine gun these little numpties.
Okay, so we got rid of Akbar there with that ambush.
Yep, got rid of Akbar, means it only takes 1 damage. It also shuts off a Restore. So we see CAD unit come out. Bright Hope comes back. Great for the space lane. I expect that thing to get buffed one of these turns.
Possibly this turn. Depends on what else John wants to try and play.
But
He's got the resources.
One thing that's tough here is that the resources spent means that John can't home 1 this turn.
Yes.
And since Ray has a McClunky, he has a very easy McClunky, kill the Clone Deserter, draw a card, replay Bazine.
Replay Bazine.
Now, he might want to deal with the Bright Hope, but I think he's fine. Like, obviously, Ray's very good with the deck. I'm not going to presume to know what he's going to do. But at the very least, he's going to be able to McClunky, kill the Deserter, draw a card, and then eat one of those home 1s with Bazine. Yeah, so here we go.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. Incredible value here. And then 2 damage to the Bright Hope.
Oh, because of
Boss trigger.
John takes the initiative.
Mon Mothma died from the Bosk trigger. Oh, yeah, actually,
It's our 38th Bazine of the game.
Mon took the ping off Cad, yeah.
Not much
No, it
change
couldn't
in
have been
this
the Cad,
hand.
because the Cad died this turn. I'm not sure why Mon died.
Mon Mothma attacked into Cad to kill Cad.
Yeah, but she doesn't die back. She's got 3 HP.
Oh, then they just forgot, sounds like. Still 2 home 1s.
KTOD players attacking into Cad and binning their units when they don't die. Name of the game today.
Yes, exactly.
The count on that is 2.
Is at least 2.
Oh, Bosk play triggered Cad ping. I thought Cad wasn't dead then? Okay.
Okay, Mon took the ping. It is what it is. Playing 5 or 6 Bazine in the same game is literally the name of Cad Bane. Like, it's just so common. She's the best McClunky target there is, really, because you want to keep playing her to keep taking high-value cards.
Right. Well, especially in a match like this.
Yeah.
I mean, they are so late in the game that, there's a lot to chew through.
Yeah. Going to go with the blue leader.
Stop the count. Reset the clock. All right, so we're going to see a Yoda here. Probably not.
Now, here's a question for you.
What's up?
Okay, so with open resources, John went ahead and claimed there, rather than, say, spend a resource to use race game text to buff Bright Hope. Is the initiative that valuable moving into this next round?
Well, if he wants to kill Bosk and he thinks he has a line on it, possibly.
Okay.
You know, he doesn't have enough resources to play home 1 and ambush the blue leader as a 5-5.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure what John's cooking up. It could be that he just wants to Rivals Falls the Bosk. Yeah, he was planning on that play for sure, Saucy, but he is 1 short here to do it off the home 1.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough resources to bring it back and then dive it down. He doesn't have the ability to drop it into the ground arena.
Yeah, and then, of course, Ray still has a full grip, 5 cards in hand. One thing that John can take solace in at this point of the game is at 2 life, and Ray only has 1 Hot Shot Blaster left.
6, 7.
All right.
Doesn't that cost 8?
Yeah, he's got 1.
There we go. Okay. It's going to bring back Mon and go fish.
All right, so he had at least 4 options. No, 3 options.
3 options.
Yeah. He's going to pull a 3PO.
Looking like 3PO?
No, he's going to take R2.
Take R2.
Since he can play it this turn.
Yep.
If he wants. I wonder if John and Wu would even play out a final. That would make everyone mad.
That actually is an interesting question.
I wonder if FFG would come chat with me. I'd be curious.
Why would they chat with you? You're not playing that match.
No, I'm not. But I bet I have a dirtier death stare than they do. They want to be nice, and they know that I can just be mean.
You say be mean. I think sometimes there's value in constructive criticism.
Hey, man. If you sass me, you're getting sassed.
Nothing wrong with that, sir. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Guys, update. Wu sat. Wu's now sitting.
Oh,
Rest assured.
he is
now
indeed.
resting. This game has taken so long that he's resting.
We finally wore him out. You know, as much as I mocked the Django on Django violence that we got to see in Denver, those games at least moved along pretty quickly.
Yeah, those Devastators end games real fast. There's no life gain in that deck.
There's no life gain in those decks. None of this restore trash. These life totals have been fixed in this position for like at least 20 minutes.
So this is cool. Ray, I was just to say this. Ray has 2 surprise strikes. That is going to erase a lot of Tada's HP here.
Yeah.
With Bosk and just pummel his base for 7, 8, 9, 10 damage this turn. Hey, man. I'm fine if they don't play the finals. I'm going to go see Mission Impossible. And there's a 6:30 IMAX showing, so it looks like we're timing out perfectly for me to go see that.
I'm going to spend an hour tearing down cables. It's going to be fun. All right, so Bosk, surprise strike into the base for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah,
6.
John will fix it. But we'll yeah,
and they did restore.
The judges
1.
are there. They've got their
There
notepads.
we go. And they restored
It's
1.
all good, baby.
And what did he use to – how did he get rid of home 1?
Ping, cab ping. No, it can't be that.
Can't be that. I'm not sure. I'm seeing another surprise strike in the discard pile. I don't know. He put 4 on it with Bosk. The CAD ping only – he doesn't get to –
Yeah, he doesn't get to choose where the CAD ping goes.
Tarkentown. He still had Tarkentown available.
Oh, he never used Tarkentown.
He had never used Tarkentown. Still had it available.
Thanks, y'all.
See, this is why I love chat watching these games, because they can always catch the stuff that I miss. When
it's
I'm
tough,
managing
right?
the
Like, this game has had a lot of downtime.
Yes.
So we're chatting.
Yeah.
And then if we miss one thing, chat's there to yell at us.
Yep. Well, and frequently I find myself, one of the things, we were joking about Rebel Resource, Ryan, how quickly he was playing Sabine Yellow the other day. You know, I'm over here trying to push buttons and flash cards on the screen, and he's like 4 actions down the road.
Yeah. And honestly, that happened with Chrono. Like, we all missed the damage back on CAD not killing the Fleet Lieutenant because they played so fast.
They played so fast.
Just moved beyond it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so now the blue leader is free.
Yep.
We have the resources to make it a 5/5 and come to the ground. Get that
rid of boss
Bazine.
and restore
Oh,
one.
get rid of the boss, yeah.
And restore 1 along the way because of home 1.
Yep, and restored 1. Now, are we going to see the Bazine take that out? I think not. I think Ray wants to continue to recur that as much as he can.
Yeah.
And otherwise, you could just pop it with the shielded Crafty Smuggler.
I think the Smuggler just takes care of it at some point in your turn. Yep, like that. Restore 1, deal 2. That's the first damage John's landed in quite a hot minute. He has 17 on. I think I've missed something. Should I be at 8 then?
All right, Cham, going to put a resource down. And 5 resources left. How is Ray going to deal with this home 1 hit?
Now that home 1 looks like it might finally stick, I don't know that there's much he can. He could. Cad Bane unit can capture the thing, can it not? He's up to 8 HP that he can capture, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Cad can capture it. But John has lethal on board here. He's gonna put Cad to 1 HP with this home 1.
As soon as home 1 swings in,
and
Cad's
if he has a
gonna be on
Fleet
single.
Lieutenant, it's over.
That's true, and we know they're in there.
They are in there. I haven't seen one in his hand yet, but we haven't gotten a good look at his hand in a while.
We saw him go by earlier.
All right.
Doesn't have one. Restore 2. Smack for 7. Looking like Ray looks perplexed. Trying to find a way out of this. Doesn't look like it's going to be there. Yep.
And we're scooping him up, going to 3.
Going to 3.
All right. I need to unlock my back for a second.
Go. All right. Let's come back to here for a minute. Nope. These two gentlemen have the opportunity to sideboard should they decide to. We'll see if they bother. I'm betting against it. Ray's been playing so long, it's like, time to stretch my legs. Can't say I blame you. You know what, chat? I think that's a good idea. I'm going to take a 60-second break. While we're doing that, you can have an ad roll. Be right back.
What's up, everyone? Raptor here with a quick reminder about upcoming Star Wars Unlimited tournament coverage right here on the channel. The first Saturday in June, that's Saturday, June 7th, we'll be providing live coverage of the Planetary Qualifier at Dragon's Lair here in Houston, Texas. We're targeting an 11 a.m. or 1600 UTC start that day. A link to the YouTube event can be found in the video description or by following the link in the QR code on your screen right now. 1 week later, on Saturday, June 14th, we'll be up in Austin, Texas with live coverage of the Planetary Qualifier at the Dragon's Lair location up there. That will also be an 11 a.m. or 1600 UTC start. If you're watching on YouTube, again, the link to the scheduled stream can be found in the video description or by following the QR code you're looking at on your screen at this exact moment. With the Galactic Championships inching ever closer, I hope you will join us for more live coverage of competitive Star Wars Unlimited events.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Shuffling continues. I think these guys, Ray had to step up away for a moment, probably took a bio break. Yeah, I get it. We've been at this a hot minute. Now, I'm going to ask this question, because chat's talking about this being untimed. I'm not convinced. I'm going to ask here in coverage. Are these? It's untimed. They are being untimed. Interesting. Now,
Did they tell you why?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Said, it's untimed. It's untimed.
Yeah.
But make sure that a regular rate of play. If it's we have to get out of here. The
Yeah,
hall
of course.
closes
Yeah,
at
they
8
have
or
to get out of here at some point. Okay, interesting.
You got any extra? How much you got? Oh, well, if you don't need anything.
Can I have 200? I want to get a command.
Yeah, it's good. Whatever. I'll be good.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It's all good.
One of the advantages of having Bobby at my table is I get a lot more foot traffic. A lot of people want to come talk to you for various reasons at various times.
This is probably the least I've talked to people all weekend.
Well, I mean, yesterday you were super popular.
Well, I don't know about popular, but like the feedback I get the most is like you're doing a lot. Like we think you're doing a lot for the community. I think you're doing a lot for the community. Thanks for all you do for the community. You've taught me so much. That's great. Anyone who gets anything from that is great. Anyone who thinks that I suck and should pound sand, that's great too.
I mean,
you
whatever.
can tell me that too. That's okay. I do care that this game and the players continue to grow and have fun. I just hope everyone's having a good time.
At the end of the day, very little else matters, right?
Yeah.
If you come to an event like this and you have a great time, that's really all that matters. Like, just, there are always people, I think, that try to come and look for value or whatever, and that's fine. If that's your bag, then you do you. But if that's where your enjoyment comes from, go for it. Like, nobody gets to tell you how to have fun.
Yeah. And I mean, you can grind so many points. Look at all the people grinding side events here.
Oh,
just
yeah, there's still a ton of
the
people
points.
here. I'll say this. It feels like they're doing a better job keeping the side events running here than I saw in Denver.
Yeah.
By at 4:30 in Denver, I was torn down and out of the venue. And when I walked out of there was almost nothing going on.
Yeah. Well, they've learned a lot.
I agree.
There were 2 rounds in Denver on day 2.
That's
now
true. It was a shorter day. I agree. But my point was it felt like they cut the side event cutoff was too early that day. And it feels like maybe they've adjusted that a little bit as well.
A little bit. They also started at 9 this time, and in Denver they started at 10.
They told everybody. Did we actually start late? Because it was.
They
only
told
2
us to
rounds?
be there at 9, and then said, "Oh, we posted it also as 10, so some people are coming."
I
at 10.
remember this. Yes, I remember there was a big snafu. I just couldn't remember exactly which way we did it.
Matt Lindbergh, I'm on to kick rocks now, bud. So we're not doing pound sand anymore. We're saying kick rocks
Can we say skip rocks
for the spring.
Why don't you skip rocks across a pond as the ice melts? It's the spring. You're skipping rocks across.
Is that a saying?
I don't know.
It's too
let's make
rocks.
Can we say as the ice melts? It's the spring. You're skipping rocks across.
Is that a saying?
I don't know.
It's too
let's
kind.
make it one. Let's just make it one.
Kick rocks implies like go take a walk. General Voss, you can interrupt me. Don't interrupt anyone else, but you can always interrupt me. Unlimited power. The hiding in the garbage mat. Sorry, I keep doing that.
No, there's
Bounty
nothing wrong.
Hunters Quarry.
I was going to get
Bounty
there.
Hunters Quarry mat. That's my favorite.
That is a great mat.
I did spend my points on Ray for Steve because Steve loves playing Ray, and I wanted him to get the Ray mat. I opted for the Now There Are Two of the mat. I love that too. I also love the Plo. And I think the Ahsoka mat's really hot.
The art on Plo. The art on Plo is really good.
Yeah. The art in this game kicks ass. When they're not doing human faces and hands, it's great.
I really want some executor sleeves.
Yeah, man.
My problem is I'm doing this all weekend. I have no way to get prize wall tickets. I'm going to have to go see if I can bum some off of somebody or buy a few.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I did get some Piet sleeves, which will be fun. The little Piet crate that we got, that's really nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
That's a nice thing.
Another thing that I do is like I just bank that stuff and give it away. I never use any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Which I think really, people are always really happy when they get stuff that they didn't get from an event they were at. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I had one of my locals come by earlier, and he dropped me off a complete set of
the sector ones.
Sector qualifier promos, which they do have on the prize wall here.
Get those in sleeves, bro. Those are going to curl.
Yeah, they're already curled.
Put them in that sleeve.
Yeah. He handed me these and basically said, I wanted to make sure you went home with something, and I thanked him, and he was like, I want to make sure you play them. And I was like, well, maybe not. But it was a really nice gesture, even though I was able to pick up a VIP package in Denver and actually pick up those cards.
No doubt.
Is Ray going to make – no. Are we shuffling or sideboard? Shuffling. Okay. John's just playing with the experience tokens on his camera. He's like,
I like the power match, the power move of taking a 5-minute bathroom break mid-match.
Oh, my goodness. Rebel Trader says Verizon can kick rocks. I agree with you there, sir. I agree with you.
Yeah, I switched to T-Mobile a long time ago, and I never even looked back.
Well, my hotspot is with Verizon because they offer the best, you ran out of data plan coverage. And the reason I'm so mad at them is because that's where I got hosed earlier.
Yeah, they just shut you off.
They just shut me off. And I'm kind of like, literally, your plan contract says that's not how this works.
I say we sue.
There's going to be bodies on the floor tomorrow.
This game has so many freaking lawyers playing it. We got Frank, we got Ian, we got Maddie, we got Mephisto.
Let's make it
Let's
happen.
get a legal team together.
Let's
I
make
say
it
this:
happen.
whenever this game does end, we're gonna own it because the lawyers are just gonna be
They're
like,
just
boom,
going to take
boom,
care
boom,
of it.
it's ours
Just
now.
going to take care of it for us.
Possession is 7/10 of the law, and we got it all.
Yep.
All right. What are we gonna see? 2 great games already. Slow, methodical, plodding, deliberate games. Alex Blandon is lying on the floor,
Stretching his back.
stretching his back.
Stretch his back. That actually looks – I'm a
I
little
stepped
jealous
away
right
to
now.
get a back rub from Titanic of McClunky Gaming.
Yep. I would be afraid that Tim would twist me into a pretzel. He is such a ginormous human.
He's gentle. Cheering for Ray so we get a finals.
I mean, you're going to have a finals one way or another.
Well, we were postulating earlier, will Wu and Tada play if it's them in the finals?
That's a good question. I mean, who knows?
All right, so once again, initiative is passed.
Yep.
Ray gives it to John.
Yep. Cad always wants to be off the button, but no.
John passes
Apparently.
and gets
Gets bazined.
bazined. Resupply or C-3PO?
Yep, going to get the resupply right away.
Now, will John fire off this 3PO?
The answer looks like yes. Signs
All right.
point to yes.
What's he going to call? 3? Not a 3. I think it was
It looked like a timely reinforcements.
reinforcements.
I think it was too. I have to wonder if Ray has initiative and they didn't move the token again.
John may have just passed first action.
No, he probably did. But right there, we
Oh,
know John
right
took an
then,
action.
yeah.
Ray has initiative, but they haven't moved the token. So will McClunky begin the shenanigans and then hit him again with the
Oh,
Xenon
spark
shield.
of hope.
Ooh, I love
What
that.
a draw from John.
Brilliant.
The ramp. Now, Ray has Cham, and if Ray has a Cham in his hand, the gap will close quickly.
Probably you've got to go for the Luke here, I think.
Yeah, I mean, look, like, you don't care about these tiny units, although I think we're going to see an immediate blue leader ambush here. Just get that Bazine out of there. Ian, these are untimed. And, yeah, Unlimited Power got it right. I don't know if John and Wu will want to play. They might just call it a team win.
Coming in with a blue leader, clearing out Bazine, finally putting her in the discard pile. where she
Obviously,
belongs.
Ray has been devastating John's hand with the Bazine McClunky combo. And then we see Boba Fett come down, and the Target Town has to get used because otherwise the blue leader would just eat the Boba
Target
Fett.
Town getting used much earlier this game than in Game 2.
Yeah, we actually got to realize that it was happening.
Yes. Well, you expect to see it early. You don't expect to see Tarkin Town on home 1.
Yeah.
On like the 9 resource
on
round.
10 resource turn.
Yeah.
He did draw for Bazine.
The other semifinals match was
at least the first time he did. I don't know about the second time. I already thought once today that someone didn't draw for Bazine, and I got yelled at. So I don't mess with them anymore. I'll say this. Every time I think someone doesn't draw, and
it's happened 2 or 3 times now.
Yeah, they did. All right, this is an amazing start for Ray.
Yeah,
this
Ray's
is
crushing it
exactly
right now.
the start that he wants. Now there are 2 of them for Lam. So he's keeping his resources open. He obviously felt strong enough with his hand and the board that he might want to play another 2-drop here. He might have like a Crafty Smuggler or another Bazine to cause a ping.
It's looking like an Akbar.
All right. So this gives John something to buff with Ray, pre-flip, also dirtle some actions, force Cad to do something. Now, this is a tough board state for John.
Yeah, I'll say.
So there's that crafty. That was why he kept the 2 resources open. I think he's down to 1 card in hand. That's exactly what John wants. John can survive this board. He's got no damage, and he's going to take the opportunity to start trading out this board.
Do you clear Boba, or do you clear Forlom?
I personally would clear Forlom. I just never want Zuckuss to come down and own me.
Yes.
But Ray's dying to the other. Ray's going to die to Boba Fett regardless.
Yes.
But do you want that Boba Fett to live? Okay, so he's going to make him have it. 1 card in hand. He says, I don't think you have it.
Both sides of the hair spectrum chat talking about this battle.
Oh, my God.
That hadn't occurred to me, but I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, I have no, if you don't have anything nice to say, I got nothing. Can't insult my friend.
My goodness.
But I will take this opportunity to say that John Tata, don't forget, is younger than me by 2 years.
That is true. You know what? I should have put that in the little scrolling bar at the bottom that I took off.
Yeah.
You know, we could just run that through the entire match.
All right.
Well, this is the 7 resource round. This is where we got bogged down last time with a ton of actions thinking back and forth.
Yeah, this is a big turn for Ray. Whether to coordinate, do I need 2 pings? Do I need 1 ping? Am I playing a bomb?
Yeah.
I'm guessing he doesn't have the Zuckuss by the way he's playing, but maybe it's not as easy as just like, I just play Zuckuss because it's free in ambush. Symbiote, get on the meme of Ray's hat and hair on Tada's head.
Now you're just trolling. You're reverse trolling.
He's my buddy.
I know, but
We've known each other.
Now you're trolling. You're actively trolling the players at the table while calling the game.
Oh, he does
have it. Oh,
so
brutal.
My thing is, I don't know. I'm sure people in the chat have been blown out by Zuckuss ambush.
Absolutely brutal.
As much as I have. That's why I always go for Forlom, because this feels so bad and it feels so difficult to come back from. Now we're playing a naked cargo juggernaut, not healing 4. I mean, you don't need the heal.
Yeah,
it's still a great unit.
Damage yet.
But now Forlom has Sab, right? So he can't, he can just trade out here. He can trade the Forlom and kill with Crafty.
John's going to take initiative. And now Ray basically has free run of the board to do whatever he wants here. He's going to take his Smuggler and knock off the shield on the Cargo Jug and then push 8 damage to base.
All right, so he decides not to get rid of the Cargo Juggernaut, which is interesting.
John has 9 on there. I'm going to trust that he knows his own base health.
Yeah, this is a dominating board position.
Oh yeah, I think it feels like we're kind of back in game 1 a little bit. I'm just not sure how John recovers here.
Yeah, well, John has huge comeback plays.
You
with
know better.
Luke,
You know the deck
Ewing,
far better than I do.
Luke, Ewing, Home 1.
Okay.
Are all huge comeback plays. This Cargo Juggernaut is going to just kill this Forlom or this Zuckuss.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Dead.
Ray chose to take the damage here, and now John gets his pick of which unit he wants to kill. Killing the Forlom means the
Zuckuss.
Cargo Juggernaut lives. John opts to kill the Zuckuss to save more damage. Saves 2 damage. Saves 3 damage, I guess, technically. No. Yeah, 3 damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Gotta imagine a Ewing.
It's got to be a Ewing. It
Yeah.
is.
So I think in this situation, because John can't pay the extra 2 for blue leader, he might be looking for Mon Mothma to fill his hand. Maybe like a C-3PO or an R2 to start filtering his deck, maybe draw some cards, and possibly an Admiral Akbar to take that Forlom off the board. John not giving us the benefit of seeing what's in his pull here.
Not this time. Wants to keep this one play this one a little close to the chest, quite literally.
Literally.
Quite literally. Okay, he's made his picks. I'm seeing Mon Mothma, Clone Deserter,
And Bright Hope.
Bright Hope.
Ooh, so he's going to Mon Mothma, trigger it,
And then pull it
and
back.
then pull it back,
with the
and draw
Bright
a card
Hope.
probably.
That is legal if he plays them. He's technically supposed to play them in the right, you choose them and then you play them sequentially.
Yeah,
as
I think
recall.
technically you can just point, but he
Yes.
might not choose to bounce them on.
He's got another Bright Hope in there, but he's going to
Pulls
grab
a
a Fleet Lieutenant.
Lieutenant. A fleet. Fleet. You got me, Jay Legolas. I wish I knew. It happens every stream.
I haven't had this problem. We didn't have these conversations the last time I did a big event like this. This was not a thing.
My Star Wars Destiny team was called Hyperloops, and this stuff they would call us Hyperscoops.
Wow.
Because we refused to play finals. Friends don't play finals. That's what that was our policy.
That's interesting. I mean, I played Destiny. I probably heard that along the way, but again, I've slept since then. I don't remember it.
Yeah.
All right, U-Wing completely resolves now. Ray will get an action. First action of the round.
Yep, and this is just the slow
Smuggle out
climb
the
back
blaster.
into the game, but Ray just gonna push the damage here.
6 to base.
Yep, John is just 14 away.
Ray going to take initiative.
He's gonna take another 8 here. Got to imagine that Ray is just gonna choose violence here.
I mean, it is the name of the game. The whole point is to,
We could even see a
Push him.
surprise strike for 11.
push him out of the base.
Put John at 2. That would make Forlom lethal, but Clone Deserter will be able to kill Forlom and restore 1, putting him out of lethal to Crafty. But still an extremely precarious position with John not really having any great way to do 8. And I will say one thing we have not seen hit the table from John a single time is Village Protectors. And that has not, that is a paramount card in stopping the bleed of this damage race.
He keeps drawing into them, but
Well,
not playing.
A couple times he found them with Mon Mothma.
Yes,
which
we
he
saw one
can't
just
grab.
go by with
Yeah.
Mon Mothma. So, she can't help you. She can't grab them. They're not rebels. 4 to base. 10 HP remaining for John. We're this deep into the game, John has not managed to push a single point of damage through to Ray's base. So tight has Ray's play been.
So does Ray have Surprise Strike? Is that his final card? No, he's got 2 cards in hand. If Ray has the Surprise Strike, it's lethal, even
Yes.
through an attack through Clone Deserter.
If you had the Surprise Strike, why would you not lead with it off of any unit?
For what I said earlier, if he leads with the Surprise Strike, John can kill the Forlom with Clone Deserter, and then the 2 damage is no longer lethal from Crafty.
Well, what I mean is, if you've got the Surprise Strike and you're worried about something getting killed, why not just play the Surprise Strike out on?
Don't you
The
feel so
Smuggler.
much safer with 10 HP than 2 HP?
True.
Could
So-
lead
so
John
it-
to make a move that doesn't
Okay.
immediately deal
So
with
this
it.
is why I'm asking the question.
I mean, I don't know. It's very possible that, if it were me, I would just throw the Surprise Strike out there and say good. I'm not going to question why Ray's
No,
doing
I'm not
anything. I'm just trying.
questioning it. I'm just trying to
no,
think
I
through
know.
it. Yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't know what Ray's cooking up.
Yeah.
But if I did have the surprise strike, like I think that this is one line you could take.
Right.
Is what I'm getting at.
Yep.
And to this, think about this. John knows that the Clone Deserter kills 4 long and blocks 4
Yes.
damage and heals 1.
Yeah.
So simply by attacking like that, you represent that you don't have the surprise strike because you
Fair.
had to get that damage in before your guy died.
Before your guy died.
Now,
Yeah.
if John doesn't have a Rival's Fall,
Mm-hmm.
does he have a Village Protector in his row? Oh, he's playing Akbar?
I don't think he's got one of his discard pilots coming out with Akbar.
Okay, so he doesn't have the surprise strike, so all that's moot.
Okay, so we're going to look at home 1, fetching Akbar. Very thematic. Nope, that's not home 1, but whatever.
But now John has to claim he's in check.
Yeah, because now Cad pushed 6 to base.
Yeah, and this is where you don't want to be. Cad's in check with no resources spent.
He is going to clear the home. He's going to clear the 4 Lom, restore 2. But that's still.
But Cad's still lethal with a claim.
Isn't that just a claim for?
Oh
Cad
no,
and
he
that's the
can.
game?
He can heal 1 more.
He can heal 1 more with Bright Hope.
But
even if
that's
Cad
still.
claims.
Yeah, that's still 8, right? That's still. No, it's 6. Cad's only doing 6.
Yeah, Cad's only doing 6 when he swings in.
Yeah, I was counting 11, not 6.
Yeah,
That's
but he's about to restore 1 here, and go 2 more. That's. Or he's thinking about. He's going to buff with Ray and then swing in for 3.
Yeah.
So it's the end result is the same, but it's Cad not quite lethal.
Yeah, my bad. For some reason, I was thinking Cad was 8.
That's
Hitting for 8.
That's the first damage John has landed on Ray's base this game.
You're leaving? Good job. All right. Has Ray stabilized? Has Ray the leader stabilized against Ray the human?
I still am not sure. I mean, you know this deck better than I do. I've not played Ray. I don't particularly care for the leader. Let me ask another question I've been meaning to ask. Is this deck kind of an extension or a variant of the Luke Data Vault that Steve played in Denver? Kind of like an evolution of it?
Yeah, it is a little bit, evolved. It's choosing to battle by buffing smaller units instead of shielding smaller units. But
Okay.
otherwise playing very similarly. And then, of course, Ray has Restore on her leader unit side, which Luke doesn't have.
Luke does not. Yeah.
What this is doing slightly differently is, like Steve didn't play U-Wing reinforcement, which he caught some flack for.
Yeah.
But I think that's proven to show that, like, in this deck, putting out these little numpties and, like, doing things like drawing a bunch of cards with Mon Mothma, R2, 3PO, killing things with Akbar, has just created a lot of value at capitalizing finally with, like, Unity Purpose main deck to potentially create a winning board state.
Right.
Does Unity of Purpose do it here, by the way? Each unit would get +3/+3, so 10. 10 plus 5
10
is
plus
15.
6 is 16.
And 4.
20. He could push 20 this turn.
And if he buffs with Ray, 21. If he has a Fleet Lieutenant, what are they
We
at?
know
10?
he has a Fleet Lieutenant. He drew one earlier.
But he's at 10, not 11, so he can't afford to do both.
He can't afford to do both. If he does the Unity, that's all he gets this turn. There's the Fleet Lieutenant. You can still see it in his hand. Down to 1 HP is John here. 32 damage on.
He's got to find a way to kill Cad or block another attack.
John's going to spend 3 for something. Thinking about it. Fleet Lieutenant.
Fleet Lieutenant, will he go into Cad here?
He does.
So restore 2, big.
Yes.
Hit for 3.
Yep, restore 2.
Waylay on the home 1 does not have enough resources to replay it. Cannot restore any more damage.
Spending 5.
That's 5.
That's got to be blue leader?
Blue leader.
That's going to kill Cad.
Finishing off Cad. Now, 5 more resources from Ray. Where are they going? What's he playing? We've got two more for John.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Sorry. You said Ray, and my brain immediately looked at John's
Yeah,
side
yeah.
of the board. It's been that kind of game, ladies and gentlemen.
5 resources for Ray the Human. Human Ray. This is what Data Vault's deck do. They stabilize above 30. Jabba. Looking for possibly McClunky, possibly Sneak Attack. Will he find Sneak Attack? Pulls another Waylay.
Yep,
Now
Waylay.
this Waylay only costs 2. Can't play it this turn.
You think John claims?
Blaster on Jabba's lethal.
We've only seen one blaster go by this game. The double Boba blasters was game 2, as I recall. They're
Yep,
blurring
that was
together at
game
this
2.
point.
This, as long as this match has been,
Yeah.
this is an incredible game of Star Wars.
100%.
Insanely played by both players.
Ray is playing. I don't know that I've ever seen Cad Tarkentown played this well.
Yeah, Ray built a very, not grindy, but ability to grind out the grindiest deck in the format.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that Ray had the draw engine with Mist Hunter in game 1, the McClunky recursion of Bazine, Jabba to pull more McClunkies, it's been incredible.
Well, and I also think, earlier in the game, we saw Ray basically, up until Ray was flipped out and murdered, he was very focused on board control, board control, board control. He's like, I'm not going to race you until your big restore unit is back in the leader area and I don't have to deal with it. And that didn't occur to me until we got, Ray was gone. Ray had a couple of times where she swung in and has restore 3, but there was no damage on base.
Right.
And
Yep.
and it was like Ray basically saying, I'm not going to challenge you. I'm just going to let you do whatever you want. I'm going to keep you off the board, and I'm not going to put damage on your base early in the game.
So I think Tada he has the surprise
He's got
strike.
the surprise strike. There it is.
Great match.
There it is.
What a match.
Hell of a match.
And the chat can rest assured a final will occur, unless Wu is tired of pacing. He's only been pacing for 90 straight minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ray has played 2 amazing Cad Tarkentown matches and has earned himself a spot in the finals.
If you guys didn't like that match, I know it went a little long, but that was great Star Wars Unlimited. I don't know why you're watching Star Wars Unlimited if you didn't find that great.
There's a lot going on in that match. A lot of games, a lot of things to think through.
When you share out the VOD for this match, just tell people to watch it on 1.5 speed.
All right. All right, guys, here's the good news. There's only one match left to worry about. Oop. I hit the wrong button. Sorry about that. There's only one match left to worry about. We know who it's going to be. We know they're going to get set up. My assumption is that it'll take us a few minutes to get rejiggered and everything, so this should be a short break. I think I did get Ophir's deck list put in. I'll get that set up and everything.
Sounds
Give us
good.
a few minutes. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're finally here. It's the finals.
It is.
We're here.
We've got Wu, Ophir,
Indeed.
versus Ray, who we're going to see for the third
straight
match.
match. Third straight match. And this is going to be fascinating. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you very much.
Wes just got gifted from the KTOD VIP group. Bounty Hunters Corey Matt. I said it right this time. I keep calling it hiding in the garbage. I think it's the best mat on the table.
Literally came by a few minutes ago and was like, "Are there any mats you want?" And since you don't get to play, and I was like, "I've heard good things about the Bounty Hunter, the Corey mat, but I haven't actually." This is a badass looking mat.
Yeah, it's dope. That's the one I
awesome.
got myself too.
That's awesome. Thank you very much, guys. That is huge shout out to your VIP guys over in the KTOD Discord.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you
have
very
a
much.
good group of people who they do just so much for our community. It's really huge.
All right, let's get on to this last match
Let's
of
do
the
it.
day. We have a pretty good sense, I think, now of what we're going to see out of Ray. Very methodical, outstanding CAD Tarkentown play. Now we haven't seen Ophir on this channel since I think round 4 or 5 yesterday, but absolutely, I mean, I would say was the last undefeated player in Swiss until round 13 was his first match loss of the entire event.
Yeah, absolutely. And could have drawn into the top 8, went for the undefeated run, went to try and knock out Chris Lewis. So we could be talking even about how he didn't drop a game if he didn't, step up for the team and try and get that win. Shout out to the sponsor, MetalFab. Great patch on that
Absolutely.
jacket.
Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to this. Both players have shuffled. They have shaken hands, and it's on to the good stuff. Ray took a look at that hand and was like, nope, nope, nope. Get that shenanigans out of here. We want none of that.
All right, everybody. I got the chat back open. I'm ready to be trolled. Come at me.
I am sure chat will be happy to oblige you.
All right. Good luck to both competitors. This has been a great day of Star Wars Unlimited, and I'm hyped to be here for the finals.
Yeah, guys, thanks for being with us. I'm not the kind of player, the person who really cares about numbers. I don't know how many people we've got watching, but just thanks for being here and trusting us with your Star Wars Unlimited coverage.
When it comes to watching Star Wars Unlimited, we know you have options, and we thank you for watching the Sea Raptor stream.
Oh, listen to you. You sound like Southwest Airlines.
That's what I was going for.
Oh, the names are wrong. Thank you very much. I gotta fix that one. Good call. I did part of the round setup and not all of it because I'm bad at this game. It's late. I've been doing this a long time. There we go. Ta-da. Fixed.
All right. We've got hyperfoil bases. We've got showcase foil leaders. We see Bazine, Ray's number 1 play out of turn 1. Wild hand for Wu. He's going to take the resupply. Leave him with a Hylabon, Fell the Dragon, mystery card. In a gunship.
Hylabon, a really solid play here for Kieran. Can't really argue about that.
Yep. It is going to chew up the Bazine, and then what Ray can do is choose to Tarkentown it. Also, Ray could McClunky ping the shield. No, he can't ping the shield, right? Because with McClunky, you have to resolve McClunky first.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, Hylabon, a sneaky, innocuous play here for Wu.
This is an interesting match where you almost get the sense that maybe if, depending on how aggressive he decides to be with the shield use, the CAD ping might be less impactful.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we see the ping off here and a tap. It's the McClunky live here. Wu's just going to fire off this Power of the Dark Side. He's going to say, you can keep your ship, or you can McClunky me. It's going to give him some little information. Yeah, Carl, probably not making the 6:30 show. This match could go fast, though. You never know. It's only 15 minutes away.
If the previous match that we saw out of here is an indication, this won't take long. But
yeah,
we are in the finals. I expect that to not be the case.
So that tells me that Ray doesn't have the McClunky, and he doesn't. All right.
Zine off the discard pile as Forlom ambushes in.
Forlom comes in. What that's going to do is give Wu a really great gunship. What's that gunship called? The
Devastating
Separatist gunship. Devastating gunship.
Devastating gunship.
Juicy target pre-flip. Wu's actually just going to skip the turn. I'm going to open. So this is exactly what John Tata didn't do in the last round, game 3, which is immediately kill the Forlom. What I imagine Wu's going to do here is open up and eat this Forlom. All right. Well, shout out to my boy Rick, who just handed
Brandon
me
was walking up handing you prize wall tickets.
I hope it's still open by the time this is over. I'm gonna have to send someone.
Look, they can't pack it up that quickly. This is SCG. You'll be here for a while. It's okay. We'll figure something out.
Looks like Wu's still thinking on his resource.
Still
Even though
working on
his resources are ready, he did not exhaust any resources last turn, so he has not skipped his resource step.
Thinking through it. There he goes. Speaking of.
So there's that gunship play. Just get him off the board so you don't have to worry about the big brother Zuckus coming in. So for the love of money, off the table. And now the onus is on Ray to do something. Wu absolutely doesn't have to flip here because that Republic gunship will just eat the Cartel Spacer.
Yeah.
And then what Wu can do is actually shield it next round, inoculate it from the Tarkin Town.
In other words, attack into the spacer, kill it, then shield it.
So he wouldn't be able to do that because the Tarkin Town would kill it before he could shield it. He would have to shield first. The Tarkin, so Ray could Tarkin Town the shield off to make it die.
Mm-hmm.
But is that a great use of Tarkin Town?
Right.
When you've got like Snoke to deal with.
Yeah.
So this is why one of the main reasons that Wu loves Kira is you don't have to flip her. You can just continually utilize her shield. She can come out and kill whatever she wants whenever she needs to. And otherwise, you can just leave her in the cut. Don't overdo it trying to get your leader flipped early like a lot of other decks.
Yeah.
Want to get their leader online right away.
Yeah. Kira is one of those leaders that she's almost, I won't say purely reactionary, but can play reactionary.
Yeah, but also very proactive. With a grit unit that you can defeat something, take 3 back, and all of a sudden she's a 7 power.
Yeah.
Overwhelming barrages for 9. She really just has a lot of potential. Yeah, the Piet Mat is the top 8 one, so I don't know about that. All right, we see a surprise strike to clear the Republic gunship. So
with the Cartel Spacer.
Yeah, that's a 2-for-1. Whenever you're 2-for-1ing yourself into control, you are going to fall behind on cards. And now we see Wu's tech for the weekend, Agent Callus.
Interesting.
So people have criticized the Agent Callus play, but if you haven't watched Wu's games on stream yet, you're about to learn something. This meta is predicated on we need small units. Callus is drawing Wu so many cards this weekend because he's going in, he's killing unique units, he's not dying back. Think about all the units we saw out of Ray Data Vault.
Come on. What is happening here? Keep going. Just keep going.
I'm going to continue the makes no sense. Yeah. All right. So the ping is going to defeat Callus, but Wu already got his value there. Obviously, we have the shielded unit come in. But yeah, the other Bazine, good call, Carl. That Bazine going down to Greedo is not what Ray wanted to see. And again, this 33-point base is just not under any pressure. And so you're not going to see Kira flip probably until CAD comes out. And now, going into, I think we're going into 7 here. Or did Ray already resource? Doesn't really have an answer to the Kira flip, but it does look like he has a Forlom in hand, which would otherwise immediately kill Kira, and that might be what he's looking to do. Did you go over the 12 hours?
That's not an issue at all. That's not how we're handling it.
All right, so out comes No Good to Me, Dead, and Jabba.
Yeah, we're fine. I mean, this is fine. It's just I don't understand. It's entirely on. We're trying to feed the other streams.
Gotcha. All right, so Kira does come out now, preemptively, ahead of the CAD flip. Yep, so there's that Vorlom. This is when you don't get any value, or you didn't get much value. There is still, of course, some value here. We're going to see Vader come in. Vader, great answer to the half HP'd Jabba. And we might see a Death Trooper to take out Crafty and Vader to take out Jabba. Oh,
Hylabon
Wu's
to
got
Pershing.
2 units, Hylabon and Pershing. Now, there's a lot of ways for Ray to deal with those 2 units. He could put both his leader CAD attack and Crafty Smuggler into Pershing, stop the attacks. He could simply attack CAD into the Hylabon to draw a card and only take 1 damage back on his CAD. He doesn't have a great way to defeat Vader at the moment. So we'll see how Ray decides to play this.
Now there are 2 of them apparently.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He played now there are 2 of them. That's,
Okay.
yeah.
So we've seen all. Apologies, we had a brief hiccup there where my camera feed to the other streams disappeared for a moment. Seems like that has resolved itself. I had to step away. Sorry, everybody.
All right. Ray's decided he's going to deal with Vader here with Tarkentown and the Crafty. And then I would imagine he's going to attack the Hylabon here, get the card draw. Maybe find a blaster to deal with that Pershing. Or I guess like as soon as Wu draws a card, he's lethal with the CAD. But if Wu has Maul, Power of the Dark Side, Wu has a lot of ways to answer a leader alone.
A lot of different things he can deal with a single unit, but didn't have it.
Presumably doesn't have it because otherwise he's just giving his Pershing away here. All right, Vorlom coming out. That's the 3rd Vorlom, and we get the Super Laser Blast from Wu. 2 for 1. Kills the leader. Now we're seeing a 3-4 Mist Hunter hit the Space Arena. The raid list, 52 cards, Miranda.
Really?
I mean, that's what Miranda's calling out in the chat.
Interesting.
I didn't count them, but we have talked a lot about Data Vault being, more than 50 cards still valuable.
Well,
is there a reason to play more than 50 when,
the other
when you
thing
draw
is
2 cards?
how much card draw have we seen out of Ray? He has all these little subtle ways to pick up extra cards.
Right.
The 52 might be a little less impactful when that's built in.
That's true. It's just when you play card draw as your extra cards, then
That's a
you
fair
could have
point.
just played, not played them and drawn the cards you're getting
not
to.
wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
But there is value attached to these.
This is actually game one.
Mist Hunter is a decent, body on top of, a card draw engine. So 7 resources here. Oh, 8 resources, sorry, for the Reinforcement Walker. Callus is going to go to the bin, put Wu back at 1. All right. And just a big old 6/6 Zuckuss. So now you can't put a shield on that thing because Zuckuss will literally just kill the Reinforcement Walker through the shield because it would be on 3 damage and Zuckuss has Saboteur. This is great for Ray getting the draw off Mist Hunter. It's a waylay, and he's able to bounce that Walker. It's one of the hardest things for a control deck like Kira to deal with is like tapping out and just having their card bounced when there's a board on the other side because you don't, it might be a couple turns before Wu feels comfortable replaying that Reinforcement Walker. But I'm guessing he's got like a Fell the Dragon for Zuckuss. And, and might start getting. So we talked about this earlier. When Kira can start playing 2 cards a turn, that's when it really gets from these control states into a more aggressive, able to push damage board state. So Rage is going to slam the 7/7. Obviously nothing to capture on the other side, just presenting a bomb.
Yep, nothing to capture here, but I mean, that's not a joke. Something that Ophir is going to have to deal with. Going to come in with a Dark Trooper.
Yep, and Ray's going to just continue to chip away here. All right. And a Super Laser Tech, because why not? You know, Wu's not going to run out of cards anytime soon. But I imagine he would like to shut off that draw engine.
Sorry, I'm keeping a very close eye on my tech over here to make sure that
Do your
the
thing.
lag is not impacting everybody else.
Super Laser Tech is nice here. It can kill the Greedo and immediately go into the row. Put Wu at 11 resources. That's enough for Devastator plus a shield, which is really... I guess if you put a shield on Devastator, you allow it to be captured by CAD, so maybe you never do that.
It's a total of 8 HP or less, right?
Yeah.
Barrage is going to clear Mist Hunter. And I forget what the other unit was.
It was Greedo.
There we go.
Either Greedo missed or I missed the flip. But now...
I think Ray's debating it or has already decided and has just moved on.
Yeah, now this 5/5 Sentinel plus the Super Laser Tech just deals with CAD. And when Wu can start controlling Ray's best units with with his little jabronis, like he's just gaining so much value. He's able to save his massive bombs for getting ahead and not reaching parity.
Yeah. Just as an FYI, guys, I'm not showing the cards right now. The Stream Deck is being incredibly laggy, and I'm trying to make sure that I don't impact the camera feed that I'm feeding to the other streamers who are also covering this match. It's already stumbled and had an issue once, and so I'm going to just not – I'm going to keep update base health, but that's about all we're going to get, I think, for a while. I'm not sure where the lag is coming from. That's what's driving me crazy.
Well,
You're fine.
Okay. So Wu's just going to get in. And this is something we talked about. Wu just choosing violence, deciding to push damage. That CAD wants to attack, it has to hit the Sentinel. So this is one of the game's tried and true staples. You swing in with your Sentinels because they have to swing into you. All right. So this McClunky here is setting up 3 damage.
That Dark Trooper gets an experience token.
It's only combat damage that
he attacked in with the Crafty Smuggler.
No, he McClunkied it.
He McClunkied. My apologies.
So what could be happening here is Ray might not attack this at all because now it'll just die at the end of the turn. Oh,
double barrage?
That is dirty.
Oh, that's just rude.
That is filthy.
That is rude.
Double overwhelming barrage on the Dark Trooper. Just kills CAD. And then Wu can just eat this shield for free, get an extra resource, or he can just continue to pound the damage. All right.
I'm not sure what killed him there.
What, the Dark Trooper?
Oh, no. He took lethal damage and then the overwhelmings had fallen off.
Yeah.
You're correct.
All right, so it looks like Wu just chooses to claim instead of dealing any more damage.
I think so.
That is. I guess Ray can take solace in the fact that there's only one more overwhelming barrage floating around.
9 for the Avenger.
But now we have the Avenger. And the lock might be on. No, it looks like Ray has another CAD.
He can capture this thing.
But the thing is, it's just not that difficult for Wu to remove one card. And so when you get to this point in the game and Wu's playing Avengers and Devastators and you're tapping out to play, a 7/7, and honestly, at this point in the game, that 7/7 just taking the Avenger isn't going to do much because he can't attack or Wu just gets his Avenger back.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel great to bounce an Avenger. But
No.
certainly you're going to make Wu work for it a little bit.
Yeah, just 2. There we go. Okay.
That would be the most
That
Chad super laser
would be
tech
the
I've
most
ever
amazing
seen.
SLT of all time. All right.
All right. What can Ray do with 4 resources? He could.
He has 5, 4. No, he has 4 up. You're right. Man, I don't know. I don't think there's much he can do to impact the board this round. He needs to do something to put something out if he can, just to help cover Jabba.
Yeah.
Or whatever he wants. Like if he can't keep 2 units on the board, he can't. He's just never going to be back in the game. Okay, he's going to McClunky to put 4 onto the Avenger. Do you use Kira here, you think?
I don't think so. You know, the CAD ping just takes care of it. I don't know what Ray could have.
Initiative. Then Jabba's back.
You know, like, you've already. Ray still has the waylay.
Mm-hmm.
So, like. Yeah, he might be running out of cards.
I don't think he's. I mean, because he's only going to grab one of these and then put the rest back.
He doesn't have a ton.
It looks like he's. I mean, he's certainly chewed through a bunch.
I mean, Wu's at 12 resources going into next turn, so he could just fire off 2 vigilances and say, like, you
GG.
know, you've got the cards in your hand and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's making Ray count right now.
Yeah. Looks like it's maybe. He's got to have more than 20. Like there's not. It's not completely insignificant.
No, but I think Wu's really happy where he's at, being at this
Yes.
stage of the game with 7.
With only 7
damage.
Yeah,
on
only
space.
7 damage on. Okay, he's going to put 3 more damage into the Avenger, and I'm sure he'll try to ping it off next turn if your swings in straight away.
Right. Those cards were shuffled, Super Rider.
Yeah.
He has been.
Oh, he shuffled them.
Don't worry.
So the question is, no, he is going to just swing in. He's like, nah.
Yeah, he's like,
if you kill it, I'll just
I'm
replace
just take
it.
8. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to play a unit. I'm going to play another Star Destroyer. Oh, did Wu call him out? I mean, there are a bunch of judges watching.
Yeah.
I guess some judges are just like chilling on their phones, but there's at least one judge attentively watching.
Is it bad? God damn, that feels. I'm sorry. I feel horrible. I don't know.
Have you guys ever done this before? Like
no,
done the
we haven't. But I also Loop and I did it, but I also restreamed out to him. We did it. We did it via restream. So we were trying this, thinking it might work, and clearly it's not working. So now we know not to bother next time. And
Okay.
I'm irritated by it because I thought it would work because it's just another. Anyway, I don't want to get technical. Let's play.
Yeah.
Let's call the game. But yeah, I feel horrible.
All right, so Snoke really murdering this board. It allows the devastating gunship to clean up the Houndstooth. 4/4 Zuckuss. Not going to cut it against this Snoke, but I know Ray does have at least one blaster in the row, so he's going to have to trade in here. But he's down to just 12 HP.
Good afternoon, players. There are 20 minutes remaining to spend your tickets before the
Snoke is going to be a huge problem.
Yeah, I think he's just going to get blasted here.
So if you have unspent tickets, the time to spend them is now. As a reminder, we also have the lost and found. So please come and check if you think you have lost an item. One last time, you have 20 minutes remaining before the hall.
All right, so Shield comes out here. Protect
Shield
against any
gunship.
more pinging and McClunkying. But I would expect, I mean, I don't know, can Ray really win if he has to use Zuckuss and a blaster to kill this Snoke? I'm not sure. Yeah, if you guys are right about that, I mean, I wish someone mentioned it in the other 2 games that we called. I didn't notice it, at least.
I didn't see it I also don't pay that. I don't pay that close attention. I'm generally there's your blaster.
Yep.
I'm usually too busy trying to call the game to pay attention to this stuff. Five to base.
And this Devastating Gunship, one of the best cards that they printed ever for Kira.
So good for Kira.
Kills things after she flips and softens them up. Buffs with the shield. Really closes the game fast. So pinging that shield actually allows Wu to buff that Devastating Gunship to lethal now. He can put 2 more damage on it, shield it,
and then it would hit for
and
7.
it would hit for 7, and
hit for 7.
even a ping won't save Ray.
Going to put a Sentinel in the ground arena.
Yeah, I think he's just stalling out actions here. I think he's going to see if Ray will claim and then put the 7 damage option up there.
Going to shield the Sentinel and then play a Death Trooper.
All right, so he didn't go for the 1-hit lethal. Oh,
Maul.
I guess he's got it with Maul. I guess he...
Maul overwhelms 5.
I guess when he knows all the cards in his hand, he can find other ways to kill. Got to imagine this is a scoop from Ray here.
Yeah, like at this point, he has about 6 ways he can. Yeah, overwhelm. You are down to 2.
Yeah, I think Ray's just going to scoop. I mean, I don't know what he thinks he could have.
He hasn't yet, but I like you. I have no idea what it is. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's 5. It wasn't 5 overwhelm. It was 2 overwhelm. Should be on. Is that right? 19 on. Yes.
All right. Again, not sure what Ray's considering. Maybe wants to take one thing that people will sometimes do is like take a look through the discard pile, but these are open deck lists, and you can re-look at the deck list in between matches here, so you're safe from like forgetting what's in the list. Yeah, tower number 9 has the right of it. Oh, so he is going to do the lost pile look, even though it's open deck list. I agree, Michael Patrick Lingle, just go to game 2. But yeah, the timed finals is kind of a feel bad. Okay, I guess he has something here. Good job today, man. You're the best. All my teammates are leaving. All right, so he's
sorry about
capturing
that.
all 3.
Oh, he does have. So this was what he thought his out was.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
for what it's worth, he does
he
have
does-
something here.
No, you're
It
not
is
wrong.
untimed, so like, there's no reason he has to go to game 2.
No, that's a good point. So he's still hanging on with 1 HP.
Carl, you really don't want me to see Mission Impossible, bro. There's a 10 o'clock showing too. I don't have to see it in IMAX.
What time's your flight tomorrow? Like, you got time.
Yeah, 7 a.m.
You're fine.
Kidding me? 7 a.m. Central.
You can sleep when you're dead. SLB. Clean it up.
All right, gets all his dudes back. All right, game 2.
Now we're going to game 2. All right.
Game 2.
Sorry, I had to take a minute to go apologize to
How are they doing?
Titanic. They're okay.
They're still going, or
No, he called it. The way we were feeding the camera was just not working well enough, and the quality was not apparently good, and I feel terrible because I thought it would be fine. But we've learned a lesson, which is don't do that again. We'll stick with a restream option next time and go for that. So I'm just bummed because I thought it would work. I've done a similar trick before streaming PC games, but I think it's different when you've got more horsepower behind the PC and everything.
do you want to do the sideboards real quick?
We can look
Yeah.
at that. I do have those deck lists available. We haven't seen Ophir's deck list at all.
Oh, cool.
We've seen Ray's quite a bit, but let's have a look at Ophir's deck list.
Okay.
Right over there.
Yeah, so in this matchup, I think he's I think he's boarding out some of the slower starter stores. Like, you don't need Relentless. You know, he might bring in the other Snoke. He might bring in the Eager Escort Fighters. So the name of the game with a control sideboard strategy is just like, what are the cards that aren't doing anything, and can we find something that does something better? Might end up pulling out those Vigilances. Definitely going to pull out the Restock. And I would say the Relentless and the Restock definitely come out.
Yeah, you definitely don't need the restock. I mean, the Relentless I don't see it. The events that you want to prevent are so cheap, it doesn't really get you anything, right?
Yeah.
Not in this matchup. So what do you put in instead?
I'm looking at the Eager Escort Fighters. I'm looking at the Snoke, possibly the Palps Returns.
I really like the Snoke in this matchup.
Yeah. Definitely the Snoke.
Mm-hmm. Palps Returns, possibly, with all the hand hate, the Bazine, the idiot, ridiculous cycling Bazines.
Yeah, it's tough because that's sort of that level thinking we've talked about a bunch of times. Like, if Bazine only takes out, like, removal cards so it can push damage, you don't get to Palps Return those, right? So I think we're going to focus on getting units in there. All right, well, they shuffle up. I need to step away from 1 second.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead. We're going to come back to here for a minute. And Josh, while I've got you in chat, guys, make sure you go check out Town Number 9. Check out Next Gen Gaming here on YouTube. If you have not followed and liked and subscribed to those guys, you absolutely should. They make fabulous unlimited content. Josh is much better at calling games than I am. And so if you want to look for someone who calls a magnificent game of live tournament coverage, definitely go check those guys out. Josh, I've also got a good deal for you guys. I know you like to do recorded content. What I can do, I'm recording all of this as a video. I'm going to find a way to get you this entire match, and you guys can do your own commentary to it since this was not working. We'll find a way to make that happen. So hit me up on Discord, and we'll get you guys set up so that you don't miss out.
All right, I'm back. I only had a few more minutes to spend my prize tickets.
Oh, what did you spend them on?
I got the same one that you just got.
Oh, the Bounty Hunter's
Quarry.
Quarry.
Yeah.
That is a gorgeous mat. That is a stunning mat.
Yeah, that's the one I was most excited about this weekend. I thought it was the Ahsoka, but then I saw the Ahsoka up close, and I didn't love it as much as I thought I would. The Plo's nice. You know, 1999 Mike Gem would totally kick me in the ass because Plo Koon was my favorite Jedi. I was like, this guy is a baller. And when they came out with Jedi Power Battles and he had a yellow lightsaber, orangey lightsaber, I was like, yes, this guy's Force Lightning, this guy's an orange lightsaber, this is my dude. All right. Did you want to throw the Ray Cad Tarkentown list up too, or we're going?
We can if you want. Do you want to? I mean, these guys look like they're basically done and ready. We can have a quick look if you want to.
Thank you.
Your call.
Yeah, sure. We have a second.
Okay, I'll take a quick peek. They're making resourcing decisions. You guys aren't missing anything just yet.
So the Lurking TIE Phantoms, I think, definitely come in. Cham
think
comes
so.
in. You might see the Relentless Pursuits come out. The Bamboozle. And, I mean, he could go big on the Unrefusable Offer, but I don't know if he has a good way to kill those big Star Destroyers. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
We can pop to the action. I think that's about it.
Well, like I said, we haven't missed anything yet. Ray's resourced. Ophir is mulliganing, so we've got a few minutes here.
Cool.
A moment at least. It's going to be a longer day than I had expected it to be. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a long one. A couple of those, that last round of Swiss took a lot out of us.
For sure. Well, not only that, and the semifinals match was definitely a was a lot of swoo there, but there was a lot of things to process along the way. Room has thinned out fairly effectively here, ladies and gentlemen. There's a crowd kind of watching off to our left.
Yeah, there's a TV set up over to our left so everyone can watch the stream, which is cool.
The site coordinator, huge shout out to Star City Games, by the way. They have been super great hosts when I show up early to get setup done. They're very accommodating. They help me get some power drops run over here. But Ward, who is their site coordinator I've been working with, he took one of the timer TVs that we don't need anymore because the regional timer necessary is not a thing anymore, and he rolled it over here in the corner, and they're literally they put the stream up for folks who could watch, so they're not clustered around the table.
Nice. So we see Bazine here. Pershing, Perimeter AT-AT, Power the Dark Side, Devastating Gunship. Going to take the Pershing. Oh, and Wu just rips the Pershing off the top and slams it on the table. Just like, what did I find here?
There's you a look. Just look at the camera was like, well, now. Oh. You got to feel bad for Ray in a situation like that. Like, you made the right call, and the TCG gods have said, yeah, we don't care.
Yeah, you know what? I think if Ophir has proven anything, that this has been his weekend, and he's going to get a little more help in the finals second game right here.
He's played like he's just been his life depended on it. He's played so many great games and had certainly the right draws at the right time. The match that we had him on in day one of Swiss, every single time his opponent tried something, he had the card he needed. Like, it was just crazy to watch.
So there's that Lurking Tie Phantom comes in from the sideboard. And Wu's just gonna say, like, yeah, I've got my value here. I don't need to draw anymore.
Chat pointing out you can't beat the top of the deck if you hate the hand.
So McClunky would clear this board.
Which
yep,
is
that's what Ray's gonna do here.
There we go.
Power of the Dark Side shut off by this Lurking Tie Phantom. So what's Wu going to do to answer the steady stream of damage that's about to come out? He's going to resupply.
Okay.
We saw that in his opener. I did just use the prize tickets.
Prize tickets got used.
One of the great guys in our community just grabbed me a mat.
Mm-hmm.
Really appreciate it. All right, so we see another Bazine, and the Devastating Gunship still there, Power of the Dark Side still there, and Inferno 4. I think
it's going to get rid of that gunship. Wants to keep the space lanes clear.
So that's surprising because the gunship doesn't actually kill the Lurking Tie.
No.
On attack, but the or with the when defeated trigger. The when played trigger can't defeat it.
Interesting flip.
The Inferno can cheaply dispatch the Lurking Tie.
Ordinarily, I would say he's trying to flip out into like a devastating, an overwhelming barrage, but that's not going to kill this Phantom.
Yeah, well, Wu doesn't have much going on right here. Like,
no.
he's a little cold to the Phantom until he can get that Inferno online. But I think he just doesn't want that Bazine bounce.
Yeah.
He doesn't want that recursion to happen anymore. He's been Bazined twice. Doesn't want it to happen again. I went for the Bounty Hunter's Quarry mat.
The art on that is just really,
yeah,
really, really
I
good.
really like it. I got that. I used my tickets to get Stevie gets a Ray mat, so I didn't actually get a mat myself this weekend.
Now, did Steve was supposed to make this trip, or he did? And
he was here. He left this morning.
Okay,
yeah.
he left this morning.
Missed Hylabon. No, he drew off the Hylabon.
Mm-hmm. Ray thinking through resourcing decisions here.
All right. One thing that killing that Bazine does is put Kira at 5 attack, which means Bosk can't come in and kill the Kira cleanly and leave himself on the board to start machine gunning his when played event trigger. That's one of the great plays against Kira is to get Bosk on the table. Now Ray choosing violence, just going to hit for 7. Just say, like, you are
a casual
at
7.
11.
No big deal. Just have 11 on. Okay.
All right, so Ray's now protected, and a second Lurking Tie comes out. Now Inferno. So this is the thing that I was talking about is that Inferno 4 just eats these. I guess the Devastating Gunship does as well.
Yeah, because Devastating Gunship isn't damage. It's just you just defeat.
Well, it
the
can
unit.
attack in and kill both.
Oh, that's a good point. She just attacked it. Yeah.
But this Inferno 4, it sort of forces. I don't know what there's no opportunity to McClunky hit it off the board here. One thing that is kind of cheeky is he could capture it with Relentless Pursuit. If he left those in, would be kind of interesting because it's really difficult for the Lurking Ties to die.
Wu did attack with Kira last round. He knocked Bazine off the board.
And no, I think he hit for 5, right? That's the 5 damage.
He hit for
that's on
5
base.
just now, but my point is on her flip turn, he attacked into Bazine.
Oh, on a flip
took
turn.
one
Yeah,
more
yeah,
damage,
yeah.
and this
Sorry.
turn he attacked
Yeah,
for 5
I
into
missed
the
that
base.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wu could have no glory. You know, you don't necessarily want to spend 5 here, but the Inferno 4 is just a much cleaner way to deal with these things. And then if Ray's forced to attack into the Inferno 4 with one of these Lurking Ties, that's such a win for Wu. And then he can use his only one no glory on the other Lurking Tie. And then he's got 2 of the 3 Lurking Ties out of his system.
Okay. Chat's telling us he did take the pursuits out. They saw it.
Okay. Yeah, that would have been my guess, but I was just thinking that if he didn't, it could be an answer here. Because otherwise, I don't see how he has a great way to deal with this. Yep. I mean, that's such a huge win for Wu.
Just the threat of the card means he's got to get rid of it.
Yep, and then there's the Eager Escort Fighter, which, Wu did have 1 main deck, but probably my guess is he brought them in for all, that thing kills every ship in Ray's deck. It's a 4-1 open fire. Open fire with a body.
Yeah. I have seen a few people just play them to the board and just have them as offensive units as well, but that is not their most common use.
Now with both Lurking Ties off the board, Wu rewarded for holding that power of the dark side all game. So now, Wu's been holding back because both of those units, the Phase 2, or the Phase 3 and Kira will kill Cat. But now that, Ray couldn't find a way to deal with the Sentinel, this is pretty great. Wu can actually attack into CAD and get an experience token if he doesn't want to just attack base.
Yes, he can.
I don't know what that really gets him in the trade-out value game.
It leaves CAD on 1 HP if CAD,
when
CAD pushes in.
But, a barrage is already clearing the board.
Yeah.
No, I guess a barrage wouldn't clear the board unless he does it this way. But he's going base.
Yep. I think it's smart. I think it's probably the right play.
Gonna hold initiative. And Ray just claimed.
Yep. Just going to hold initiative.
Original, I played Vader for yellow, and I did not make D2. But shout out to my little bro and all my teammates who did.
All right, Ophir's tapping a big 6 spot here.
Yep, looks like 6. Yep,
Vigilance.
There's the Vigilance. Going to shield up Kira.
Kill Kira and wow.
And
Rude
there's
and
the
amazing
other
all at the same
Bazine.
time. Oh, that hurts.
Do you want to take the Devastator? He says, yes, I do.
He says, yes,
Even
please.
though we're still 2 turns away from the Devastator, just don't have your 10-10.
Just please don't have that.
Bazine's cool because she says, well, I know you have 1 bomb. You could draw another bomb, but probably not one that good.
CAD finally does put Kira back where she came from, but about before she's done a tremendous amount of work for Ophir here in Game 2. Wouldn't be a chat without having with a question about how we track base damage.
Yeah. Also love getting DMs that they're talking about collusion in the Discord chant, the judge Discord again. What a day.
Really?
Of course.
Wow.
Why wouldn't they be?
Why wouldn't they be?
Thanks,
right.
wearable technology.
Ophir,
All right, here's
big 7
Vader.
for Vader.
Yep.
Gonna be able to clear CAD out of the way.
Yeah, Vader's so good in this matchup.
Yes.
Actually going to
do 'em
use
both.
Death Trooper to kill CAD
Yep, love
and
it.
then get the Bazine off the table.
Gets them both.
That Vader's now lethal. Does Ray have an answer? He's clawed back so many situations, but this is how Wu plays, right? We talked about this. He gets damage on that Kira.
Yeah.
He chips away at your base, and when you're only playing 25 HP, the game ends really quick. It's also how he beats Sabine a lot of the time. It's just once you start hitting them, they can't really survive the checkmate. They can't control your units well enough.
Digging, looking,
Yeah,
seeing.
I don't know what Ray's
going
going to find, but this is one of the more epic runs we've seen in Star Wars Unlimited.
I agree. It's got
What
a
a day
waylay.
for
I think there's a
Ophir.
McClunky in there. I think he's trying to choose which one. He's going to go with the McClunky.
I mean, he's not giving up.
No.
You know, there's no reason to.
No reason to. That ought to do it.
Can he do 6?
Let's see.
Jabba, McClunky, deal 3. Play the Jabba, find the other McClunky. Play it for free. But he just put 2 down, right?
I think I only saw one in the other one, but let's see what he's got.
I thought you said he was trying to decide between McClunky and McClunky.
He had a McClunky and a waylay was what I saw him choosing between. That face does not look promising.
Loopy's so loud that I can hear him through my headphones.
Yes.
There's no way Wu can't hear them.
You know, well, the other thing I was saying to somebody was, oh, he found it. He found it. Goodness gracious. Well, that keeps the game alive. The dream lives, ladies and gentlemen.
So that was the line. I mean, he found it.
Yeah.
He found it, and it hit. Now, can he claw back the rest?
That's where I feel like that's wishful thinking. We know Ophir's top end is still out there. We've only seen one Devastator go by. We know he's sitting on Avengers, gunships, all kinds of things. This last 5 HP is not that difficult for him to overcome, I don't think. Ray thinking through resourcing decisions here.
He bought himself a turn.
He did indeed.
Because I don't really see a way for, there's no way for Wu to like buff an attack and do the final 5 damage here.
No, I don't think he's going to have anything coming out of his hand that's going to do that.
Oh, barrage. He could barrage, I guess.
Come in with the walker.
Yeah, he's just going to threaten lethal with this walker.
Mm-hmm. And he didn't heal, obviously. Didn't need to, so he drew.
He knows that this is one of the more difficult units for Ray to get off the board.
So much health.
Yeah, he can't CAD it without taking the Death Trooper out of the way first, because he can just choose to put the damage on the Death Trooper, and then CAD can't steal anything, and he is still as lethal.
They're packing up the convention hall.
Yep, they're breaking down the room.
And I still have to tear down all of my stream gear.
All right, what can Ray find? I mean, he could waylay. Waylay also buys him a turn.
We're all kind of puzzling this together.
Yeah, because
what could be there?
Ray could waylay.
He's gonna job again. We know he's got waylays in there. It's possible he comes up with one. I'd say it's likely given the fact that he keeps cycling through his deck.
Yeah. So if he finds a waylay, it's a
Sneak
sneak
attack.
attack. Interesting. Well, I got to imagine Wu's going to take his 3 damage here.
I don't know why you wouldn't. Just make it that much more difficult. Yep.
Nope, no CAD ping here, which is kind of surprising. Hey, can't see, no problem, man. Wu lost 1 match the whole event. I don't know how many total games. Maybe like
I could tell you.
6?
I'd have to pull the melee string up again, but I could tell you.
He definitely went to 3 in top 8, so maybe, yeah. Does Ray have anything? Nope, there's the concession.
There it is.
Congratulations to Ophir
There it is, ladies
Marone.
and gentlemen.
Woo. Find him on YouTube. I am Woo.
Indeed.
Find him on Patreon. I am Woo. 5 O's on that Woo. Member of the KTOD competitive team, sponsored by Metal Fab. Thanks to B-Flow for those amazing jackets and the metal coins.
Your champion here in the Star Wars Regional Qualifier here in Minneapolis. That is Ophir, better known as
Watch
Woo
out for the
on
wires,
YouTube.
but-
Yeah, he's good. We're not on camera. You're good. You're good. Just don't trip.
Big win.
Look at him smiling. There's this.
Yeah.
There's the grin. There's the grin. I passed him earlier on the way to the match. He was super focused. Super focused. Great 2-0 win there. Ray, an amazing competitor, putting up a hell of a fight there, but Kira just not able to be overcome here. And I think as much as it would be fun it would be, my friend, to take a long goodbye here, I think we're going to have to cut it short.
All right, man.
So,
Thanks for watching.
guys, appreciate you being here. Thanks to everybody who helped make this stream possible. There's so many of you. I would miss somebody if I rattled you off. So just
Yeah.
I'm not going to bother. But definitely a huge shout out to you guys for still tuning in, sticking with us through all the tech issues and everything else. Putting these streams on site is a massive uphill battle.
Yeah.
If you do choose to back me on Patreon, thank you so much. And if you don't, shame on you.
Yeah, big day for the community. Thanks to McClunky Gaming. Thanks to Late Night Gaming. Thanks to
Yes.
C-Raptor for streaming. Thanks to all the teams who did great. Everyone who came to the event. And congratulations to Woo and the K2D team.
And thanks to you for working with me, working the desk today with me. It's
I'll
so
do.
much better to bounce off somebody in
Yeah.
person than it is remotely. It's
All
just
good.
it's just better.
I'm always here for the community.
Awesome.
All right, man.
Guys, we're out. Y'all have a great weekend. Enjoy your Memorial Day, and we'll catch you guys later.
Later.